Welcome to the No Fame Podcast. Hello, and welcome to the No Fame Podcast. We're all here. We're back.
Are we?
Mostly. We're mostly all here. We're here for the... brain. We're here for the penultimate episode, right? I think that's how I use that word. I think the next to ultimate, the second ultimate episode of Stories from the Shore. As per usual, I'm joined by all of these amazing people in some order that I'm sure I'm going to forget by the time we're finished this recording. We have Jess.
Oh, shit. That's me. Hi, I'm Jess, or Dr. Psychowl. You can find me in the things and the stuff as Dr. Psychowl, except for on Twitter, where I'm Dr. Psychowl TV. I guess I am the founder and DM for Gut Punch RP, which is the thing that I should shout out right now. How do I do this? I don't remember. Hi.
You made the same face in the episode I just edited, but you did a little wave. It's just very funny. It's very good. Amazing. We have Andy.
Yeah, I had a feeling it was going to be me next. Hi, I'm Andy. I'm a hero of hearts on most social media. I'm also maybe a little crab if you scream into the ocean, but we'll see about that one. Or an eel. I don't know. I'm some sort of fish monster. Maybe one of these bad boys. I'm the dungeon master on Charisma Saving Show, and I sometimes do other things on Twitch. I'm here. I think that's all I need to say.
Yeah.
If you're watching this, please go to your local ocean and scream into it, and maybe I'll emerge out of there. If it doesn't happen, you might need to scream louder.
I'm surrounded by ocean. I got a lot of options.
Yeah, me too.
We have Kai.
Hello, I am Kai. Kai will cosplay on mostly Twitter. Let's be for real. I spend most of my time on the internet over at Gut Punch RP as well.
Ooh.
That's the dog.
Remy has a lot to say.
We have Remy.
He's like, boo.
So good.
Rude.
And we have Remy again.
Bless Remy. Actually, Remy's taking my place on the show.
Yeah, we need more Remy. Let's get a Webby. Webby. Let's
Remy,
get a
I need to know I need to hear your Locke impression.
It's true. It's better than mine. For sure. Speaking of Locke, we have Grayson.
Hi, hello. I am Grayson. I go by Captain Grayson on most social media. I play Locke on the Charisma Saving Show, and if you yell loud enough, you will find me on my crab fisherman boat, searching for Andy in the ocean.
Dropping crab pots.
But only like to be friends.
Yeah. You scoop them up, you get them on board, and then...
Give them a little kiss, and then you throw them back.
Into the ocean I go.
Terrible advice for most people on the ocean. Just don't kiss random sea life.
Yeah, it's salmonella.
Yeah.
Yummy.
They named it after salmons, right? That's not true. And hello, I'm Justin on that great joke. I'm here. I do No Fame Pod stuff. This is what I do. We are still, actually tomorrow, we're recording Tall Tower. We're back, baby. I'm very excited. We're almost to the end of Tall Tower. We only have a few sessions left, and I think by the end of this year, Tall Tower will be done, and we'll be moving on to our next campaign, which is a Monster of the Week campaign set in the 1950s, run by Matt Higdon. It's going to be very good. We're all very excited. But I'm very sad to see Tall Tower come to an end, but I'm excited to see what Sinead throws at us, because truly, I'm sure it's going to be wild. On that note, I think we will get into this episode of Stories from the Shore. Intro music. Friends, you all found more questions than answers with the information found on the laptop of the streamers who disappeared in the abandoned Null Shore arcade. It looks like they had been in contact with Catherine Bell, who wanted to do a few projects in exchange for a good word with colleges the kids were looking into. But prior to this, Catherine's last email was months ago. Aram caught a glimpse of his brother through some kind of window between dimensions, but couldn't break through himself. Tammy decided to use her psychic abilities to push into that realm and see if she could sense what's going on, discovering that Kenzie, Aram's brother, and some other missing people were lurking near this ruined version of the Null Shore arcade. Risa was doing her best to avoid the haunted laptop when she noticed that she hadn't been receiving any notifications on her recent posts, which is a true anomaly in her life. You all ventured outside where, instead of being greeted with the noon sun, you were faced with the dark of night. A stranger in an overcoat and a fedora approached, asking for the time, before he pretended to drop his phone as he went back to an alley where a raccoon gave him a secret message. Jort's good pal Mooney vaguely recognized what was going on and had Jort probe this man for information. The man introduced himself as Detective Graves, an investigator working under Oracle from the big city. They investigate strange happenings, especially when it involves breaches between worlds, but he was just a little late to help you all out with the arcade. Graves ventured off, and you all decided your best bet was to go speak with TikTok superstar Big Dale 6969, as he was the only one who was able to apparently breach the worlds and make it back again. Inside of the hospital, Aram spoke with the receptionist, who waved them all on through and up to the 4th floor where Dale's room was. Dale was inside asleep, but awoke when you all entered, leaving the podcasts out in the hallway. Dale informed you that it was mostly an accident that led him into the strange, desolate world, and that he was saved from some vicious dog-like beasts by a woman named Paige, who he hadn't seen since. Tammy felt a bit strange, and when taking a moment in the quiet of the hospital, realized that pushing beyond the realms had a physical effect on her. Her left leg was now made of dark purples and blues with some strange static moving beneath the surface. But Tammy managed to rid herself of this element from the void that was draining her, feeling a bit more normal. Jort used his paranormal investigator abilities to breach beyond the normal sights of people to see those tendrils he had spotted early on were now attached to almost everybody in the room, except that Aram's wasn't pale and translucent. Aram's was dark, almost like it was feeding him. He tried to assist Risa in ridding the tendril from her, but you weren't able to break that connection. Dale looked around the room after telling his story, his face somehow paler, a panic washing over him as he told you all we needed to get out of here now. A scream came from outside of the door from Selena. Risa rushed out to see what was happening when she saw a nurse standing outside facing the corner. The nurse slowly turned around, her skin made of these dark purples and blues, a gray static void moving beneath. Her face opened up vertically, revealing a large bloodshot eye frantically looking around, splitting itself in the middle as it revealed black needle-like tendrils and released a horrific scream. But our vision cuts from the 4th floor of the hospital. It blurs and shakes as reality cracks, and we're met with a view of desolation. A sky of roiling purples and sickly greens, clouds swirling unnaturally, Remnants of buildings scatter the landscape, all made of dark gray charcoal-looking material. Our view flies above this wasteland to the streets of what would be downtown Null Shore. A small group of people carefully peeking out of an alleyway. We hear, do you see anything? No, I don't think so. It's hard to tell. Sometimes they just come out of the wall. It's like it doesn't stop them. Yeah, I know this is where the others were heading, though. I think I lost track. I saw them do things that looked like a movie or something. Well, this all feels something like from a movie, except we're exhausted. We haven't eaten in days, and I feel like we've been watched since we got here. It looks clear. I don't see those things, and I think the others were heading that way. They're the only ones we saw, so they're the only ones that look human, I guess. And our view cracks and shakes once more as we're transported to the deafening scream of this horrific creature on the 4th floor of the hospital. Jort, Tammy, and Aram, you're all in Dale's room. Dale is currently on his medical bed. Dale is currently on his hospital bed, hooked up to various machines. He's got like an IV drip next to him, and there's some like monitors and stuff like that. He's looking around kind of a little bit frantic, like really worried. There's a cold sweat pouring down over his face. Outside, directly outside of this room in the hallway is Risa with Risa, when you look to your right, it's the rest of the hallway. When you look up to the left corner, it's the nurse standing in that corner near the wall, and like there's like a window and stuff against that wall. But Risa, as you look down the hallway, it's like a haze of fog, but it looks more like static, and where the elevators should have been, where you should be able to see them, it doesn't quite look like you can make it out. And even further down from where you can see, there's like a crack in the floor, and you see it looks like a part of the hospital is like broken and kind of floating in space a little bit nearby. This area looks longer than it should have been, and you see some shapes kind of moving further down in the hallway that you can't quite make out. Again, kind of like that ghost from Pokemon, the original Pokemon. Before you get the Sylph Scope, that ghost. But we are at the top of initiative. Maybe this is going to be a bad thing. Everything's fine. Inside of Dale's hospital room,
No.
Jort and Tammy and Aram, you see the furthest wall, let's call it the south wall, where there's like a window and everything like that. Dale's got a corner room, but there's only windows on the south side of the room, and the door is on the north side. The south wall starts to darken, and almost like liquid is pouring out as the tiles on the floor begin to darken as well. As you kind of are looking around, the door is half open. You look outside and you see Risa kind of taking a step back. Risa, what are you doing?
I feel like I would look at this nurse and look at this hallway and be like, oh, guys, it got real fucked up out here. And there's no sense of distance on like how far the shadow creatures in the fog are.
You can see that there's something there. It's just you can't make out the physical shape from the distance right now.
Okay.
It's almost like outside of 20 odd feet, it becomes kind of obscured.
I am gonna go ahead and activate my starry form as I back up into like the wall across the way. So like as far as I can be away from the nurse without moving either direction.
Yeah.
And I will activate the dragon, and it'll just kind of like wrap around my shoulders, and it seems like I'm very unaware of this. It's just like, I don't know, somewhere from behind me, smoke that smells like incense flares up.
Hell yeah.
And that is my action. And then I will just from my backpack slowly take out a baseball bat and hold it and cast Shillelagh on it.
Hell yeah.
And just some like nails will start to poke out of it.
Fuck yeah. Amazing. Selena and Mike are next to you, and Selena looks terrified as she's hitting Mike, and Mike is like pushing buttons on the camera. Was that it for Risa?
That's gonna be my turn.
The door cracks open slightly as all of this is happening. As you, Tammy and Aram, look at the wall that's kind of bleeding this dark purplish color onto the floor, you look back out to see Risa's clearly getting situated for something. Tammy, what are you doing?
Could I get a vibe check from this like oozing wall?
Yeah. If you want to roll your psychic, I think that would make sense. Given everything that's happened.
That's 21.
Whoa, 21's very good. Whatever's happening to that wall is not great. You don't want to... It's not a good thing. It's not good vibes that are coming from this wall and the liquid.
Okay.
And at the rate you're looking at it, in a couple of seconds, the floor is going to be covered.
Yeah. So, I'm assuming the bed that Big Dale is on is one of the ones that have like the wheels and basically just normal hospital bed.
Yes.
Dale, what do you actually need from all of this stuff?
Dale like looks at the wall and looks at you. And he's like, and like rips a bunch of things off his chest and throws the cables over, and then grabs the IV and just like holds the bag like a little bit above him. He's like, I think I'm good to go.
All right. I'd like to just kind of get over to the wheels and start like, just opening the door and trying to wheel him out of there.
Yeah.
Air jorts, we need to go.
This is very good. Oops. Yeah, so the way this works is it's for someone to use their movement, it's half movement with Dale on the bed, but the more people that contribute their movement to moving Dale, the less movement you all have to give up, if that makes sense. So if two of you are on the bed, you only lose 10 feet of movement each. If three of you are on the bed, you only lose 5 feet of movement each, if that makes sense. Just a fun little thing. If more than one person wanted to help out, Dale would be able to be moved quicker, is what I'm getting at there. But yeah, you move Dale. Pretty much, you get him out into the door, let's say, where Risa is pretty much standing.
Right. And I'm assuming like that would probably take my movement and my action.
No, I'll say it's just your movement. I'd say Dale is helping out. Dale gave you the help action while he took off the meters from himself and grabbed the IV and stuff.
So that now that I've basically have him out of the room, I could see this nurse monstrosity thing.
Yes.
In front. Okay. I will cast Mind Spike at 3rd level at this thing in front of us, and I would like to use my portents, and it will roll a 5 for its save.
Very cool. Very, very cool.
And it is a wisdom save.
Fuck yeah. How much damage is that for you on your end now?
Let's see. That is that will be a total of 18 psychic damage.
Oof. 18 psychic damage is very good. This thing, as it was screaming, what does it look like when you do this against this creature?
I feel like I just kind of like clutch clutch my hands to my temple and then kind of like go into myself, and you see this like purple light coming out from under my eyes and almost like almost like veins underneath my skin kind of pulsating, and then like it concentrates in my forehead, and then almost a lance comes forward and strikes right through it.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, it pierces through this nurse as this like black pseudopod like tongue whips out of its eye mouth and starts lashing about, the screams kind of like echoing in your heads. It looks very, very injured by what you just did. Is that it for Tammy?
Yeah, that would be it.
Amazing. Dale and Tammy rushing out of the room. Dale on the bed, just like scooting on by Aram out the door. Aram, you're kind of like the door opens towards you, so you're like behind the door, just for flavor. As you see this liquid pouring into the room, or this purplish liquid vibe, now filling up more than half of the room that you and Jort are standing in. And what are you doing, Aram?
So Aram is going to help with the bed with Dale to get it kind of moving a little bit more. But as he moves forward, he's going to put his hand on the light switch and kind of like absorb any kind of electricity that's there. And if the nurse is close enough to us.
From the door, she's about 20 feet away.
Okay. So, he will make his way to the nurse. And I think like a few light bulbs would pop when he does that. And he's going to cast Shocking Grasp on the nurse.
Ooh, hell yeah. And that's attack roll?
Yeah. Okay. Does a 15 hit?
Yes, a 15 does hit.
Cool. Hello? There it is. So that's 7 points of damage, lightning damage.
Amazing. You take 3 necrotic damage.
Okay.
As you do this, but as you reach out with your Shocking Grasp after kind of absorbing some of the electricity from the wall, its head just explodes out, and this black ooze kind of covers you, causing the 3 necrotic damage against you. But
gross.
The limp, headless body of this void nurse falls to the ground. Dale's like, "Whoa, that was fucking wild!"
Yeah, Aaron's gonna look back at them like wide-eyed,
Covered in goo.
Covered in black goo. If he looks down the hallway, you said there was like shadow creatures?
Yeah, and they look now like they're heading towards this direction. There's like 2 prominent ones that you're able to make out a little more clearly, and then more almost like a heavy blur effect is on them further down the hallway that you can't quite make out, but you can tell there are things there.
Okay. Do they feel in the same way that Tammy did a vibe check, do they feel malicious to Aram?
Yeah, you can make a if you want to do your shadow magic roll. I forgot, what do we call it?
Just shadows.
Shadow, great. If you want to make a shadow roll.
So that is 20.
20.
So a dirty 20.
They're giving off a very similar essence to what you just dispatched.
Okay. He'll just kind of like whisper over to Risa, be careful.
Just still holding my bat with the nails. Fucking yeah.
So I guess Aram would have moved too far to help with the bed at all at that point.
Sure. Yeah. To get up to where that nurse is, probably would have used all of your movement.
Okay.
So we can say that Dale is still where he was on the bed, holding his IV, screaming. Oh.
Don't worry, I got you.
If my voice could do it. Was that it for Aram?
Yeah.
Amazing. The headless nurse's body slumps against the wall and leaves a trail of dark where it fell. Down the hallway, these figures slowly start moving out of the static as if they're kind of taking form. One is going to walk right up to Risa, another void nurse. Two of them look very similar, kind of like shambling up in a very David Lynch Twin Peaks monster fashion, like kind of like sporadically moving and shifting in very creepy, unnatural way. One is going to move as far as it can. It can't get in range of anything, and the other is going to move right up to Risa, and you see its arm actually just as it like gets closer and out of the static, just looks like a scalpel as it takes a sharp attack against you. Fuck my life. That's only 11 to hit.
Cool. No, that. What? No.
It sticks into the wall next to you, and then it's like trying to pull its arm out. The one that couldn't make it too far reaches out towards. It looks at the bed towards where Dale is, and its face opens up, and it lets out a horrific scream, and it's going to make a ranged attack. 19 is going to definitely deal some damage to our poor boy Dale in the bed.
Dale, no.
Who takes 8 plus 10 necrotic damage. You see Dale screams out like, oh my, and like black ooze starts pouring out of his nose and his ears, and he's like, oh fucking what the fuck, and starts coughing up this black stuff, and he's like, black veins are now showing on his neck. He's like, that wasn't great. That was not great. And shadows further down the hallway, getting closer. Inside of the hospital room, the floor is now almost mostly this purplish void color, as it's like it's filling up the coloration of the tiles itself. Jort, as you look down, you hear things happening out in the hallway. What are you doing, Jort?
Okay, it's my turn. Gucci, I'm like, hey, yo, what the fuck? Alright, well, if we're gonna be in the dark, we might as well fight darkness with darkness. And I'll go into the hallway and, like, kind of just see what's happening.
Yeah, the bed is just outside of the door at this point. Aram is standing above this headless nurse that's slumped against the wall. You see a nurse with, like, a scalpel arm drove through the wall next to Risa. Selena and Mike are freaking out, and Mike's like got his camera up as Tammy is next to the bed with Dale, and another nurse is screaming as their mouth eye is just like agape with these black needle-like teeth. That's the kind of...
This is like one of my video games, and I pull out Quiet Hill 2. Sorry. I'll look at Tammy and be like, you need help with this pushing this guy around, and we getting out of here, what?
Yeah, if you can spare it, otherwise, let's just get the fuck out of here is what I vote for.
I click my heels together and the wheels pop out of my heelies, and I'm gonna use my bonus action to use my boots of speed to double my movement.
Whoa.
to 60 feet.
Holy shit.
And also creatures that make opportunity attacks me have disadvantage. So yeah, I will contribute that, like I start moving one of my legs like back and forth, like I'm about to like kick off of like a skateboard or something, almost like he's like revving it up. But why don't all of you roll with me and we'll get to somewhere nicer. And I'm going to use my action to use Twilight Sanctuary.
Ooh.
As I fight darkness with darkness and create a 30-foot radius sphere filled with dim light around, centered on me. It moves smoothly. It lasts for a minute. If a creature ends its turn, including me, I can grant them either 1d6 plus 7 temporary hit points or end an effect that's charming or frightening them.
Whoa. Hell yeah. It's fucking rad.
Yeah.
Pretty much everything right now is within 30 feet of you.
Okay.
So there's 2 creatures within 30 feet and then all of everyone.
Okay. I'll use this and then I will help Tammy with Big Dale and just kind of like start rocketing forward.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to, are you using all of your movement with Dale?
I think if we want to get out of here, maybe, but it might be best to not leave everyone just yet.
Sure. All right. Are you moving past the void nurses that are kind of coming at you guys? Is my question. Are you going past them down the hallway, or are you just kind of getting Dale moved a little bit in preparation to kind of keep going?
I think in preparation.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
Amazing. Is that it for Jort?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. You all hear almost like a wave crashing as you look back through the door into the hospital room, and this purplish liquid that is not filling up a physical space but is definitely having an effect on its environment has completely covered the walls and the floor and has crashed up against the wall and is slowly pouring out of Dale's room towards you all in this hallway. No one has ended up in it yet, so nothing happens. Looking around as Jort activates his Heelys and emits darkness that is going to, or that feels kind of welcoming in comparison to the darkness that is horrifying in the rest of this place. Raisa, you look at everyone outside of the room now as this nurse is still trying to retract their scalpel arm. What's Raisa doing?
It's already me again? All right, so I'm just there, and this person is menacing me with their blade arm, and then just like, as a, bonus action, I draw back my bat, and it hits against the wall and sparks and catches fire. What I'm technically doing is casting Flame Blade.
Ooh.
So that's my bonus action, and then as the action, I will swing this Flame Blade at this nurse thing.
Hell yeah.
Ugh. Okay. Ooh, so that'll be 17 to hit.
Hell yeah, that hits.
Okay. And what did I get some D6s? That's correct, yes. Ooh, okay. 10 points of fire damage.
Ooh. It looks very injured.
Okay. And this goo is coming towards me.
Yeah, you kind of look down and it's now slowly pouring out of Dale's room and expanding out into this hallway.
I'm going to risk the opportunity attack and try and duck under this thing's arm and run away.
Fuck yeah. It hits a natural fucking 20.
That's cool. That's great. That's perfect.
I'm so sorry. That is an amount of T6, 21 necrotic damage.
I made a mistake, guys.
And I need you to make a Constitution save.
Okay.
When you're ready.
Is that different from the one I need to make for this? Yeah, okay, never mind. I tracked my statement. Here I go. Constitution save, it'll be 19.
19 succeeds. You feel as this nurse slashes out and cuts a vicious wound across you, you feel like it was trying to take something from you, but you manage to will yourself out of it and maneuver around and out of the way. Are you using your full movement to get away?
I would say yes, if I could stay out of range of those other ladies.
Come into the night orb.
Oh, if I hear that, I would
Not
go
of the
into
night
orb.
You're
Screaming and bleeding profusely.
the hallways. I should say the hallways themselves are 20 feet wall to wall, and then expanding beyond your vision. Using your full movement, you don't get in melee range, but you can see about 15 feet away, 2 more. You see a door opens in the hallway to another patient's room, and you see a doctor stepping out, and he's got just like this, he's he's using 2 of his hands to hold up this giant syringe. And then stepping out of another, wow, that was very newfie of me. Stepping out of another room, you see another void nurse just like dragging something behind her, but it's kind of blocked by the door. But they're not within your melee, or they're not within melee range, I should say.
And I'm not just like putting myself at the center of a circle of them, am I?
There's still 2 behind you and 2 in front of you, so technically, but they're the 2 that are with the group and then the 2 that are further ahead of you. So there's 4 in total you can make out right now.
Okay, I guess that's my turn as I just stand there with my little flaming bat.
Flaming nail bat.
Flaming nail bat.
Amazing. Yeah, Risa, you start to make your way down the hallway further, seeing even beyond that, beyond these 2, further on, you see there's like kind of this break in the hospital floor where the other half of the hallway is slightly floating. It's about 20, just beyond the 2, the doctor and the nurse ahead of you. It's just beyond them, where you see like the other half of this hallway is kind of floating in space. Behind you, the nurse wields back its scalpel arm and looks back at the group as the other nurse is slowly awaiting to take its turn. But Tammy, it is your go as you see Dale still laying in the bed, blood, or not blood, but this black ichor pouring out of his nose and his ears and dark veins slowly crawling up his chest. He's like, this fucking sucks.
Yeah, it really fucking does. So they're, I'll cast chromatic orb at first level at the nurse that Rasa hit into.
Yeah. Let's do it.
That'll be a 19 to hit.
Ooh, definitely, yes.
We'll do 17 points of, we'll say fire damage.
Fuck yeah. This orb of fire hits its chest and starts burning it from the inside out as it shrieks in pain and is nothing but dust.
And I don't know if this is possible, but just basically like hold the movement as basically so that we can all move as a group.
Yeah, yeah. We can do that for sure. Yep. Readying up to move at the end. Amazing. Just for context, Risa is almost 40 feet away right now. And is that it for Tammy?
Yeah, that would be it.
All right. Tammy is readying up with Dale on the bed. Aram, as you see this void nurse dissolve into dust, there's one about 10 feet away from you, looking like it's ready to pounce. What's Aram doing?
I feel like all of you would see him like start to get really scared, and start kind of flicking his flashlight. He's going to slowly kind of move towards where the group is, and he is going to cast at first level Witch Bolt. You just kind of see the flashlight flare up and kind of light shoot out towards where this nurse creature is.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
This 24 hit.
Whoa. Yeah, I dare say.
That is 7 points of lightning damage.
Hell yeah.
And he will slowly make his way towards the group.
Yeah, you were only about 10 feet away from Dale's bed.
Okay. And then, yeah, get ready to kind of help them. I just want to clarify, when we were in the arcade, Aram cast mage armor on himself, but there is like a weird time discrepancy. So I'll let you rule whatever that means if like 8 hours have passed and it is gone or not.
Oh, no. I think that'd be like 8 hours local to you. So I wouldn't,
Okay.
yeah, I wouldn't think that would be.
Okay, so just for future reference, like I do believe that had happened.
Cool. Yeah, I think I remember that.
Okay.
happening. Yeah, it was before you even got in the encounter that you cast mage armor, yeah.
Yeah, okay. That is his turn.
Hell yeah. So you're also waiting to continue moving with Dale's bed.
Yes.
Okay.
But he will like get up to Dale's bed with all of them.
Yep. All right.
All right, Grayson. Do you want temporary hit points or to not be scared because you're ending your turn near me?
Oh, that goes for
Actually, I think
Tammy as well.
I think that goes for Tammy, Risa, and also myself, and even Dale.
Rice is just outside.
Okay. Who wants 13 temporary hit points?
Dale will definitely take 13.
I will
take that.
definitely take them as well.
The void nurse, Aram, walks down towards you and is going to try to like bite into your shoulder with a 14 to hit.
Misses with the mage armor.
Ooh, hell yeah. What does the mage armor look like as it reflects these black needle teeth coming down for your shoulder?
I think what all of you would see is the creature kind of coming to bite into him and bite into like a shadow replication of himself that kind of like steps forward from his form a little bit.
Very cool. Very cool. Risa, you see walking out of the room, the nurse that was dragging something actually looks like a body or like a part of a body as it whips and throws this thing at you. 15 to hit.
That misses.
Whoa, it just like lands in the hallway between you. And the doctor with the giant syringe is going to use all of its movement to get up to you and make an attack.
Thanks, we hate it.
18 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Oh, that is 10 necrotic damage, and I need you to make a constitution check as this doctor who's double-handing this giant syringe sticks it into the wound you already had.
Oh, that's just not sanitary. Okay. Natural 17, 22.
Hell yeah, you make it and then some. It goes to like draw out the syringe, but nothing actually comes out as it like stumbles backwards and starts like looking around with its faceless head. Further on beyond the break in the floor, you see something like kind of moving and oscillating, but in the static, you'd have to get closer to see what's going on. As they are making attacks against Risa, Jort, you are standing next to Dale's bed, ready to go. What are you doing?
Right. I'm going to cast Spirit Guardians.
Oh, hell yeah.
So, I think that's also, let's see, the radius for my Twilight Sanctuary is 30 feet, and then the radius for Spirit Guardians, I think, is only 15 feet. But,
the creature that attacked, the nurse that attacked Aram is within that range.
All right. So, when I cast a spell, I designate any creatures that are unaffected by it. So, my allies and Dale.
Yeah.
Oh, and also Selena and Mike.
They're there too.
Whatever they're up to.
Oh.
I'm gonna clock them to make sure that they're not staying here.
They've been slowly. I moved them a little bit on my little map, so they're slowly inching their way down the hallway. But Selena looks terrified, and Mike is busy looking through a camera, kind of removing himself from reality by like, it's all in video.
All right. Well, so my Spirit Guardians are gonna be a bunch of like skeletons and like bright neon like
High vis.
cut tops, shorts. They got like a bunch of like oh god, what are they called? The rave skeletons, and they all have like those like really cheap like knockoff lightsabers you can get at like arcades.
Yeah, amazing.
And so they're gonna do radiant damage, and yeah, so let's see, it's creatures are their speed is halved in the area, and the first time it enters or starts its turn in the area, it has to make a wisdom save. So I need one of these freaks to make a wisdom save.
There's only one right now in that range. It failed and then some with a 6, I imagine.
All right. Yes. All right. So let's do the 3d8 radiant damage. That is 15.
Oof. Yeah. This thing gets picked apart by these rave skeletons that are like bumping. It just like can't handle it, and it falls back against the door as it just starts like bleeding, or this dark ooze starts pouring out of multiple parts of its body. It's dead. Yo.
It's kind of turn everyone and be like, yo, so like the party's bumping, let's go. And I'm gonna use that whole 60 feet of movement of mine to just push Dale down the hall and just like have the skeletons hit anyone else who isn't here.
Fuck yeah, that's super fun. Aram and Tammy were holding your movement for when this happened, and Jort has boosted movement. There's 3 of you on this, so you're only using 5 movement. You're only losing 5 movement, so you could move 55 feet. And I'll leave this up to you, but I feel like Aram and Tammy both like hold on to the railings of this bed as Jort is just like pushing from behind. If you all want to move together, we can say you do that, but I'll leave it up to you.
I do feel like Aram wouldn't leave Risa to fend for herself.
Yeah, this will put you just about 10 feet past Risa, if you were to all stay on board.
Okay.
So let me know who's doing what over the course of Jort pushing Dale's bed through the hallway.
So Risa is still very much like in range.
Risa's only 10 feet away by the time you all end your movement.
And Risa will also be in range for the 10 hit points.
Yes, that's true.
Right. Well, don't think I have any other bonus actions for my turn, so. Oh, okay. No, I have 2 bonus actions. I can either start flying or I can
Jorda's not real.
He's such a he sure is something.
It's so good.
Jorda's just coasting through life.
He absolutely is. I do like the idea of me just flying this bed through this hospital.
Easy mode.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. We're flying now.
Amazing. Jord is some kind of spooky superhero right now.
The worst kind. Like, he's like a terrible version of John Constantine.
Dale is just like, fuck yeah, this is the best way to get out of here. Whoa, let's go. Is that it for Jorgs?
Yes, I think so. I think now, rather than like walking, I am like horizontal.
I pictured
with the
you
bed,
horizontal.
and the wheels are just spinning on the back of my shoes and just like propelling me forward somehow.
100%. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
You guys coast down. You know what? I'm going to do a dexterity saving throw for the doctor. I'm going to say the doctor gets smashed up against the wall to the north, kind of near where it came out of the door. It gets hit back and it takes, let's roll a d6 for it. It takes 3 bludgeoning damage from that as it hits the wall and kind of like just trying to hold on to its giant syringe that it has. Down the hallway, back past Selena and Mike, you hear the flood noise of this dark liquid start to fill up the hallway. The entire area where you guys just left is now covered. The walls are covered, and it's slowly moving further and further towards you all down this hallway. Selena and Mike look behind themselves as they're almost caught up in it, and they're going to move right behind Flying Jort. They're going to use all their movement. Hold on now. No, they're going to move right behind Risa, because if they got near Jort, they would be next to the doctor. They don't want that. Selena and Mike end up right behind Risa. Selena's like, hey, what the fuck is happening? This is fucking terrifying.
I'm just like, oh, that's fucking, yeah, no, it's fucking terrifying down here. I mean, pick something up, hit something with it.
And Selena, like, looks at the thing that was thrown at you, and she's like, I think that's half a person.
I mean, not that specific. You don't you have, like, at least mace or something?
Oh. And she, like, goes through her side bag, her little fanny pack, and, like, holds out a thing of mace. She's like, yeah. I forgot I had it because you don't need it out here, but it's handy in the city.
George says over his shoulder,
doctor.
"That's illegal in Canada."
Well, you got to protect yourself.
Oh God, the person.
It's bear mace. Bear mace is legal. Yeah, I don't know. Don't quote me. I'll edit this out.
It's not.
Selena and Mike get right up cozy with Risa as the liquid starts to move further and further down the hallway, kind of just on the heels of Selena and Mike, really, as we come to Risa's turn. Selena taps you on the shoulder. She's like, we're getting out, right?
Well, I mean, maybe, but there's like a cliff in that fog, so who knows? And I say it loud enough for like everyone to hear in case they had not caught the cliff.
Yeah. What's Risa doing?
Sorry, I've lost a little bit of track of the person situation. Is that doctor like slammed up against the wall about like 10 feet from me?
Yeah, closer to 15, yeah.
Okay, so is there... How far are enemies?
There's one, the nurse, the void nurse is still right in front of you, but between you and Jort, basically. And the doctor slammed up 15 feet to the north of you against the wall. As you look further down the hallway beyond the crack in the floor itself, you see a couple more figures moving beyond that, but in the immediate vicinity, you're right next to the void nurse.
Okay, if I'm right next to her, I'm just going to pull back my flaming bat and kind of come up at her face eyeball thing.
Hell yeah.
All right. It's 13 plus 11, 24 to hit.
Jesus, plus 11. Yeah, that is.
And then I need D6s for the game. All right, so flaming bats coming up and doing 3 points of fire damage.
Oof.
Oh.
I rolled all ones.
Oh.
Oh.
So that's good for me. And I'm a druid, so like, what do I even have? A bonus action economy? I don't think so.
You know what? Selena is like, she's like, I got you, and she sprays the Void Nurse with her bear base, and you get advantage on that attack. If you want to try for a nat 20,
Oh, okay. Okay.
because you already hit.
Nat 13.
Okay.
Justin, are the doctor and this other nurse, would they have gotten in range of spirit guardians?
Oh yes, they haven't started their turn yet, though.
I think it's also the first time they are.
In range of you.
They enter. Yeah, pretty much.
Ooh. Let's roll that. Is it a dex save? Or is there no save?
I think it's a wisdom save.
Or yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Evil.
Just in case Rice is able to just knock this boy down with the last 3. Fire
Did we just
damage.
get like a Grimir soundbite?
Yeah, we did. Evil.
Yeah, wisdom save. 16.
Wisdom save.
One of those rolls, let's go ahead and make it an 8.
Ooh, which?
And I'll use my other portents.
Which one?
How about the doctor? Because it's got that weird syringe and I don't like it.
Yep. And the nurse rolled a 9 total.
So that also failed. So they both take 16 radiant.
Oof. That takes out both of them with the 3 hit points that was dealt earlier. They are out of commission as they also get Rave Skeleton danced to death.
Rice gets the bomb.
Start doing the dance with them.
Yeah. Mike starts doing the dance.
That's how I want to go.
Dale's like, I didn't expect this to be as much of a party. I'm here for it. Yeah.
I'm sorry for turning your spooky podcast into Rave Skeleton Central, but
It's D&D. It's gonna happen.
yeah.
Spooky Scary Skeletons is definitely
Still copyright on that,
in the
right?
mix.
Is Tail like videoing this as he goes? Just
Yeah, his other one hand with the IV, the other hand with his phone.
On TikTok.
He's on TikTok live right now. Risa, yeah, you see all the skeletons dancing around, and then you crack the skull of this Void Nurse as it splatters across the ground and falls backwards. What else are you doing with your turn?
I will move with the group when the group moves.
Hell yeah. Group movement.
And that's my turn. That's my turn.
Sweet. Yeah, we see the doctor and the syringe hits the ground and kind of just bounces aimlessly as the Void Nurse falls backwards and hits against the door that was open and like slams the door shut with the weight of them. The hallway itself, peering as you all move through, you begin to see further. You see shapes further down the hallway, but immediately ahead of you, about 10 feet away, it looks about 10 feet, where the hospital floor is broken off, and like you see those black globules kind of seeping up through the gap. But it is Tammy's turn. What are you doing, Tammy? And you do see figures in the static beyond this gap in the floor.
Those shapes out. Can I cast Detect Thoughts?
Ooh, very interesting. Yes.
So I get the surface level thoughts for free, and then I can decide if I want to push it.
Oh, right. For how many creatures, or just one creature?
Just one. I'm casting it second level.
Okay. Very cool. Roll me a d6.
That is a 5.
5. You surface thoughts. You feel a hunger and a need to consume, and a want to consume, and an endless amount of wanting to consume. And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
17.
Ooh, yeah, handily make it. You feel this consumption reaching out towards you, but you manage to just like sever that connection before it's able to grab onto anything.
Whatever that shit is up ahead, it's not good. What's our exit plan here?
Well, honestly, I was just gonna keep rocketing until we find some way to get out of here, but
I mean, it's goo behind us or whatever in front.
All right. Look, Tammy's along for the rocket ride here. Or Jort's the rocket man.
You can hold your full turn if you want, because if you're not using any action, well,
I mean, I technically cast detect
yeah,
thoughts,
you're right,
so
you're right.
yeah.
Okay, but you're gonna use your movement to keep on keeping on.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. Yeah, with that, Aram, you're pretty much on the other side of the bed from Tammy. As Tammy kind of warns of what's beyond this gap in the floor as Jort is pushing the bed, and the doctor behind you just kind of like collapses on the ground. What's Aram doing?
And the doctor is like down for the count?
Yes, yeah.
I think he's really nervous. I think they're seeing him kind of like shut down a little bit. But he is going to grab onto his flashlight, and if anything comes in range of him, he's going to use Shocking Grasp.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
And you're sticking onto the railing of the bed as well?
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. You hold out for if anything gets too close, you're going to shock them with your flashlight. Beyond the veil of static, Tammy, you get a familiar sense as you see this creature start to become visible. They have like a dark purple hard hat on. Their clothes is kind of like torn up overalls, and you see their face looks like a socket that would be on the wall, and just ooze is pouring out. One of their arms is like this long wire that's sparking at the end of it as it just like cracks it off the floor, but it's on the other side of this void gap pretty much. And nothing else moves ahead of you beyond the actual static itself moving, and somewhere far beyond it looks like something is shifting slowly. We make our way to Jort pushing the bed with almost everyone on board. Jort, what are you doing?
Okay, so basically we've got like some sort of other shadow being directly ahead of us, right?
Yeah. And a 10-foot gap kind of in the floor between the portion you are on and then the rest of the hallway where this void electrician is standing.
And how far away is that gap from us currently?
It's 10 feet from Dale's bed, so it's about 15 feet from you.
Okay. All right, gang. Do we want to ET it over this gap and take this dude out, or what?
You're going for it?
Yeah, I think so.
Amazing.
But I think I'm gonna guiding bolt his ass first.
Ooh, very cool. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. The 13 hit?
13 just misses. So sorry.
Okay. That's all right.
It explodes on the wall behind it, kind of illuminating the area, kind of clearing the radiant element of the guiding bolt, sort of like negates some of the static beyond it. And although it's smashed up against the wall and didn't hit the creature, you see just past it, you see another figure moving closer and closer to the gap itself, like they're dragging their own insides, like sweeping it back and forth along the floor. And then the static fixes itself, and it kind of becomes this blur beyond your vision. But that was a miss on that attack for the Void Electrician, at least. And you guys are going to full bore go across the...
Well, seeing that, I'll be like, do we want to just wait here on the other side and let them come to us, or
I don't know that we, like, looking back over my shoulder and the
you know what?
the
You're
stuff
right.
that's coming, I don't know
Here
that
we
we have
go.
much of a choice.
Anyone who's on board, hang on.
But do we care about S&M over there?
Okay, I will.
Selena's like,
I will wait till.
Yeah, I do. I care about me.
Well, I mean, keep up.
You care about us. You care about S&M. Grab on. I will wait. I will wait till they are like with us or whatever, and like try to like hoist us all over the other side when we get a chance.
They pretty much go on your initiative. I was counting. They're at the bottom.
All right.
So both Selena and Mike, actually Selena clambers towards the bed, I'll say, because the bed has 4 sides. And Mike is standing next to Risa, kind of waiting for Risa to do something. But Selena grabs onto the bed, and all of you are going to try to jump across the void. The bed gang is going to try to jump across. I'm going to make this like a... because Jort is flying, I'll give Jort advantage. And
getting advantage on.
I will say Selena, I know it doesn't really make sense, but Selena's like cheering you on. So I'll say the DC is a little bit lower thanks to circumstances of flight and stuff like that. But Jort, Aram, and Tammy, I want everyone to give me, let's call this either acrobatics or just like straight dex, if one is better or the same for you.
Let's go acrobatics. Ooh. Okay, so I have advantage, correct?
Yes.
That's a 20 for me,
20.
not natural.
Amazing.
That's 18
Amazing.
for me.
That's a 9 for me.
Oof.
I think it evens out thanks to the 18 and the 20. I said the DC a little bit. 15 was the base, but I thought of it as a little bit lower with the flying and all that. So Jort pushes the bed through his magical movements as you all rocket over. Tammy, you're barely holding on. The bed, here's what we'll do. The bed crashes onto the other side. Tammy, you bounce off and are hanging onto the edge. Your legs are kind of kicking over the edge of the void here as the void electrician whips his wire arm that crackles with electricity next to you. As you land on the other side, you get a clearer picture of what's happening as the static starts to clear a bit the closer you get. You all landed there about 10 feet away from Aram, where you land on the side of the bed. You see this void creature, this other being, dragging its organs left and right, sweeping back across the floor as it starts like moving towards you. Beyond that, you see the static doesn't clear because it looks like some giant static form is moving beyond this void janitor. As these multiple tendrils start whipping up all around, it takes up almost the entire space, but you see some kind of illumination beyond it, just through the small gaps to the left and right of this creature. There's some kind of light on the other side of that, as Remy is very upset.
Remy wants to let you know that the rave skeletons are beating some people up.
Mike stands next to Risa, as the floor around you starts to fill in at the top of initiative with this purplish shadow color. I need both you and I'll do one for Mike to make a Constitution save. Mike fails.
Oh, that's the wrong kind of dice altogether. Foolishness. Okay.
I'm surprised Mike doesn't have, higher constitution.
17?
17 succeeds. Mike loses 7 HP off of his total. His HP is reduced, his max by 7. As Mike looks gaunt, and you see, Risa, you look down and you see this purplish color start to move up over his shoes and up over him, his lower half, and Mike's and still holding the camera. As you look across, you see all of your friends make it. Tammy hits the edge and is holding on, but Risa, it is your turn right now.
Bad day to wear sandals. And I'm just standing there looking. I look at Mike. I look at this gap. How big is this gap?
It's about
Is
10
it
feet.
Okay. Maybe take a couple steps back, and then I just and go to jump it, which I should be able to do.
Yeah, you make it over that gap, and landing next to Tammy, almost face to face with this void electrician, but Tammy's half dangling over the edge of this gap.
Is it action or bonus action to drag her up?
Yeah, I'll say you can use your bonus action and get Tammy back on her feet.
All right, I will grab her by the scruff of her expensive Chanel suit and just kind of pull her up. And there you go, sweet tea. And then I just shoot off a guiding bolt at the... Because is he within 5 feet of me, or is he further, the electrician?
He is within 5 feet, yeah.
Oh, that I would just casually, offhandedly swing my still flaming baseball bat.
Hell yeah, go for it.
At the face. Natural 18 for 29 to hit.
Jesus, yes, you hit.
Okay, let's see if I can roll above ones on these D6s. I believe in you guys. Only one was a 1. So 8 points of fire damage.
8 points of fire damage. You crack into it, and it whips back, and its wire arm hits the ceiling and sparks across one of the light fixtures above you. But it is still up.
All right. That'll be my turn. Then I will just sit there, take a hit of my vape pen, put it in my pocket, and end my turn.
Amazing. Mike is going to make a running start. His legs were slowly being consumed by this... oh, jeez, I dropped it. It didn't count. His legs were slowly being consumed. He's going to make an acrobatics check. I'm going to say he gets let's say a +2 to acrobatics for Mike. And we'll say above a 10 makes it. That seems fair, right?
Donut feel.
Oh, dirty 20.
Okay.
Mike
I was do you use something to help this guy or no?
Mike lands beneath Jort and hits the bed as he slides across the floor, still holding the camera and pointing back from where you all came, as this purplish color is still filling up the hull space beyond that gap in the floor. Mike lands and hits the bed. Risa, was that it for... you ended your turn, wasn't it? Yes.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Tammy, you got picked up, thankfully, by Risa as you see this. Risa goes to hit this void electrician as it crackles backwards, sparks flying out from the ceiling where its wire arm hit. And across the way, this janitor slowly moving towards Aram and Dale's side, about 15 feet away from you. But the electrician is now technically within your melee range on an angle.
On mine?
No, sorry, Tammy's. Sorry.
Okay.
Ooh, the electrician is in melee range with me? I don't like that one bit. And
then beyond both of these, between you and some kind of glow against the wall, this wall of static with these static tendril arms whipping in all directions.
I will bonus action Misty Step.
Ooh.
Get out of melee range with this guy.
Yeah. In which direction are you going?
I will just put myself to where I'm still, if I can still be kind of in Jort's.
Yeah, let's say
bigger area, but like away, like I don't want to be anywhere near melee with anything.
Yeah, you can bamf yourself up behind Aram, let's say, and be out of.
I don't want to be too clumped if possible.
Everyone's kind of clumped in this 20-foot hallway, heading down through the center of it. If you bamf up next to Aram, you're not within melee range of anything.
Okay, I will do that. And then for my action, I will cast Mind Sliver at the electrician.
Ooh, yeah. Let's do it.
And that is an intelligence saving throw from them.
Oh, I don't think our boy is too smart.
He went to school, Chester.
It's a natural 1 though, so
So it takes 8 points of psychic damage.
oof. Your Mind Sliver rends. You see the socket starts like a faucet on full blast. This black ooze starts shooting out of the wall socket that's built into its head as its body slowly starts to almost like it's becoming extremely dehydrated very quickly as it starts to shrivel up and then folds forward on the ground right in front of Risa. It is out. Anything else from Tammy?
That is it.
Amazing. The electrician falls to the ground. Aram, as you look in front of you, is this sweeping motion of this sickly void janitor moving something from inside of its body left and right on the floor. Beyond it is the extremely large, about 20 feet away, wall of static whipping out in all directions. You're right next to the bed with Tammy behind you. What's Aram doing?
Is the janitor within range? Like what? How far is the janitor?
It's 10 feet away from you right now.
10 feet away. Okay. He will leave Tammy's side a little bit, and go up to the janitor to cast Shocking Wrath again on the janitor.
Yeah, go for it.
That's a 10.
No, a 10 does not do it. You actually slip a little bit on this gross ooze that it's leaving behind.
Cool.
You look behind it, there's a wet floor sign.
Thanks, I love and hate it simultaneously. Yeah, okay. That's his turn.
All right. We have the janitor is going to try to actually. You see it like one of its arms drops from the sweeping motion, and it's going to just try to reach out and grab you. I need you to do. Oh no! I need you to do a acrobatics or athletics check. Your choice. It did very well. The DC to beat is 18.
It's fine. It's a 7.
It grabs a hold of you and then with its other arm plunges this thing it's been sweeping into your face. and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. I'm going to say with disadvantage given the circumstance.
So Aram is... No, it's fine. It won't matter in this circumstance. That's really unfortunate because that's a natural 20. Math. That is a 13.
A 13. Oh, God. A 13 just makes it.
Okay.
You take, 12 necrotic. I rolled 2 6s. You take 12 necrotic damage, but as you start to feel it pouring into your nose and your mouth, you manage to pull your head away enough to cough it back out, and no other vile things happen to you. Beyond the void, beyond the static, this wall starts to oscillate and move, and whipping out towards Risa and Dale and Jort. I need you all to do the same to make an acrobatics or athletics. And I'll tell you what the DCs are in a second.
Sure.
Oof. I rolled the same number twice. Risa 13, Jort 6, and Dale 6. Here,
14 for me.
nice.
Wait,
Dale failed.
Okay.
Dale failed.
Oh, by the way, Dale gets 9 hit points at the end of his turn.
Whoa.
Or 10 hit points.
Hell yeah.
And then...
it was a con.
No, Dex or I'm sorry, not Dex. Athletics or acrobatics.
Athletics or acrobatics, I think. Oh no, that one's +3. So 16 plus 19.
Oh, hell yeah. You, Risa, as this staticky tendril whips out, you manage to like deflect it with your bat. Jort, one whips towards you, but you're flying, so you just kind of like hover away as the third one wraps around Dale and he's like, oh shit, and rips Dale out of the bed, IV and phone in hand as he's like taking a selfie video on TikTok Live. Dale is grappled and dragged back towards this creature, and he is going to take 2d6. Not bad, thank God. He had that temporary hit points. He has 2 temporary hit points left out of that 9. Dale is grappled, ripped out of the bed as this giant static wall is moving slightly. Jort, you just managed to dodge out of the way of that tendril as Aram is grappled in the arms of the void janitor. What's Jort doing?
Okay, so for Aram, you gain 10 temp hit points at the end of your turn.
Hell yeah.
Okay, first off, is anyone within 15 feet of me for Spirit Guardians?
Yeah, the janitor is just in that range, actually, so...
Alright.
It's a wisdom, you said?
Yeah, wisdom. I'll fuck him up first.
That is 11.
That fails.
Hell yeah.
So it takes 14 points of radiant damage from the rave skeletons.
Oof. It is not happy. It's not looking super great.
Okay, seeing that Dale is... How far away is Dale from us now?
Dale is now 20 feet away from you.
Am I able to, like, fly up to him and, like, grapple him out of the tentacle?
Yeah, we can make another contested check to you trying to rip Dale out of... Dale's like, oh, this is not good. This is not good. Oh, I think it's eating my foot. It's got my foot. Oh, it got a natural 20.
All right. I'm doing what? Athletics here?
Yeah, your choice, athletics or acrobatics. It doesn't have a
both
bonus.
the
So.
same.
I'll
both the
cheer you
same.
on and do a wheel.
That's only an 8. That's only an 18.
No, but I'm gonna wheel you for an extra thing.
Ooh. Oh.
So you have. It makes it 20. I got 2 on the dice.
Ooh.
Hey.
Interesting. Yeah, and it has no bonuses, so it would have been a flat 20. Let's roll again, I guess. There really is no.
Hell yeah, let's
Two
go.
20s. What do you do with that, right?
Oh, that one's 21 for
Oh
me.
yeah, it rolled way less. It got an 8 total. It got an 8 in general. What does Raisa do to kind of spur this and help out?
I feel like I just see George try to do something and be like, "You got this, George!" And I'd like throw some like sage in the general direction, but it kind of just like falls directly in front of me because it is dried herbs.
Yeah. It goes like 5 feet.
Oh my god. Positive reinforcement.
It's so powerful.
It's all about the vibes.
Yeah, you rip Dale out. You and Dale are now kind of put a little bit of space between you and the creature, about 5 feet of space as you're like holding Dale. You're like, Dale's like in your arms. He's like, oh, thank you. Right, is my foot still there? It's still there. All right.
Oh boy. Just look back at everyone and be like, so are we going towards that thing or is there somewhere else we can go?
You look around. The only doors that you see are the ones the doctor and the nurse came out of back way behind you. One on either side, the north and south of the walls. And then beyond it, the monster. You're flying. I'll say you can see the glow is actually from the elevator area. Just beyond, since you got the height advantage going on there.
Aaron would answer you, but he's gargling guts right now.
Yeah.
Okay. 10 hit points aside, how is everyone looking health-wise?
Like, great with the 10 hit points.
Okay. Damn. Okay. Ooh. I guess I'll just make my way back to the bed and put Dale back on it.
Yeah, you drop Dale back on the bed.
Just be like, okay, we got an elevator ahead of us. Maybe that's where we gotta go.
George, yeah, you fly. Are you putting yourself between Dale and the wall of static?
Yeah, I think so.
You lay you lay Dale back on the bed, and he's like, "My hero," and you kind of position yourself, looking back towards this thing, with Aram being held and slowly wrapped in these innards from this void janitor, as Raisa and Tammy are on opposite ends of this hallway near the gap in the ground itself. As Tammy and Raisa, you look back, and the flood is slowly moving up. Doesn't seem too concerned with the gap in the floor as it starts to go underneath your feet and partially under Dale's bed. I need both of you, it doesn't actually get to affect Dale, but I need both of you to make a Constitution save for me.
Uh, 10.
12.
Ooh, 2 failures. Both of you lose 7 hit points off your max amount.
Off our max?
Yeah, your max HP is reduced by 7. As same with, oh no, Mike was under the bed. Oh, Mike succeeds.
Mike also gets 13 temp.
Oh, he needs it. Yeah, Mike needs it. Tammy, it feels familiar, this feeling of your legs kind of going back to this dark, staticky, almost like your lower half is now like on pins and needles as it's slowly crawling up from the floor below you. Raisa, you look over and see Tammy's going through the same thing you are, but you are up. What are you doing?
And there's no other like furniture, chairs, anything in this hallway to hop upon.
Yeah, there are some like waiting room chairs and stuff like that, like little sofas, little love seats. There's like
And
a picture of a cat on the wall. Instead of hanging off a clothesline, it's like being sucked into the void above.
Oh my god.
And underneath it says, "Don't hang in there any longer."
Okay, how far is it from where this goo is touching us to the wall of static?
It is 15 feet. No, it's 20 feet between you and the wall of static. And it's 5 feet on either side of it. It takes up the majority of the hallway, but you could squeeze through on either side. You hear Dale, "Oh, fuck, I ran out of... hold on, I gotta edit some of my captions."
So, you said the hallway is 20 feet wide, right?
Yeah.
And then we can't really see past this, like, for a
You can see the
distance.
end now where the glow is coming from behind this wall of static creature. So when you kind of look around it, you can see that there's something on directly on the other side of it.
And one final question. Are there any other, like, alive things still running around?
Not within, besides you all, not within your line of sight.
Fine.
Wait, did the janitor die?
Oh, sorry, alive things you said. I was thinking people. There is, a creature grappling Aram, sorry, yes. I don't consider it alive in my mind, that's why.
Fair. I will stabbeth at the thing that is grappling Aram.
Hell yeah. It costs most of your movement to get up there, and you're going to be kind of underneath Jort, basically.
That's because Jort's just like floating up there.
Yeah, Jort's just floating.
I just, come on in, do a hopeful stab with my, natural 19 for 30 to hit.
Ooh, yes. Easily.
Okay, let me...
I don't think your rolls are cursed. Where did this rumor come from?
Well, I mean, the damage hasn't been good.
That's true.
Ooh, yeah, still rolling at least 1/1 per damage, and that is the same as last time for 8 points of fire damage that come through.
Amazing. 8 points. It starts to like burn up, and the innards that are slowly wrapped around Aram, and even the ooze starts to like catch on fire as the janitor like lets go and slumps up against the wall. As it's really only the static wall and you guys that you can see right now.
I would use... I have like 5-10 feet of movement left.
Yeah. 10, let's say 10, yep.
Okay, I would... Ooh. No, I'll just stay where I am. Let's just let it get bad right here.
Amazing. You are up next to Aram as Aram is slowly like picking the gross things, innards off of himself. Aram's gonna need a shower at the end of this, without a doubt.
Black ichor and just like guts.
You're like coughing it up still. And Tammy, you look down as the purplish color is still moving forward, as you're still very much standing on it, with everyone kind of in front of you, and then beyond that, the giant wall of static, and beyond that, a light. What is Tammy doing?
This wall of static, does it seem like a creature, or
It definitely,
what?
when it whipped out, you got a sense that something is sentient going on here.
Okay. I'm gonna use my movement to like move basically towards it, but not get in melee range.
Yep.
And then I'll try to You know what? Fuck it. I'll cast banishment on it.
Whoa. Holy shit. That is multiple layers of interesting in my mind. What is that save? Charisma?
As charisma.
Ooh, I don't
DC 19.
I don't have a lot of faith for this making it. Not charismatic. Here we go. It's a 5 total. What does it look like, Tammy, when you banish this wall of static out of existence?
I think she's just like, she's had it at this point and is done with all of these weird doctor body parts hanging down, throwing bodies, just like walks forward with the most amount of audacity that she can muster and just is like, I'm fucking done with this shit. I hate it. Get the fuck out of here. And then like as she claps her hands together, like this purple energy builds up and she pulls out her hands together and sends out this banishing light.
Consumed in this banishing light, it's like a TV turning off. It's like, and then it's gone, and you can see a door of an elevator open, and on the back end of the door is a door with a handle that you can open. The purplish color that has been consuming the hallway is still moving towards you all, but there's nothing stopping you now from moving forwards. What is it you're all doing? We'll say you're out of initiative, but you don't have a lot of time before the static coloration starts to consume this entire area.
Also, we only got about a minute before that thing comes back, so let's get out of here.
Yeah, let's go.
I think we all just rocket towards the elevator and get in.
You all,
Yeah.
Short flying, pushing, Mike holding on with one arm, being dragged along the floor as you all pile into the elevator. And does someone open the door, I assume, that's inside of this elevator?
Are there no normal buttons?
You get in and look, and you don't see any normal buttons. It definitely looks like an elevator, but there's no screens. There's no anything, but there's just like a door on the opposite side of that you get in.
If it's not going anywhere, I feel like, yeah.
Yeah. Aram, you reach out and open the door, and when you look outside, it's the morning, and it looks like the front of the hospital that you're looking out at.
And there's nothing. If he is to look out, there's nothing that seems out of place outside. Like it looks like the city.
Yeah, it looks. There's a few. There's never a lot of cars in the hospital parking lot. There's only a few people that work there, and you see like someone walking up towards like around the other side. There's like a car pulling in off the main road. The dog barking in the distance. Birds chirp.
He will step through the door.
Yeah, and you all follow suit.
Yeah.
You step out into the fresh air. Dale's still on his bed, just like looking around. He's like, I'm pretty sure I was on the 4th floor and now we're just outside. And you look back and the door you opened was like a maintenance door that has no exterior handle. And it's just like a janitor's closet and then like an old maintenance door on the other side. Selena and Mike just look at each other. They're like, oh, this is going to be good. This is going to be very, very good. Aram, your phone dings with an email at the same time. A notification, Jort, you get like the old Nokia sound of a notification going off on your phone. But the email, Aram, looks almost like gibberish. You tried to send an email from Dale's room, but the header itself is just a string of letters and numbers. It doesn't really look like it makes a whole lot of sense at a quick glance.
The gibberish, has Aram ever seen anything like that before, like at home, or?
Interesting question. I'll leave that up to you. When Aram uses his like kind of shadowy abilities, do you think he's ever like just on his phone hanging out and stuff like that, or?
I would say no, because it's usually a reason behind it. Yeah, probably not.
Okay, yeah, it doesn't look too familiar, and it looks very nonsensical.
And there's not like who it came from or anything, like that's gibberish as well?
Yeah, it's just like the subject and who sent it is all this weird string of letters and numbers. And
okay. He will kind of sidle up maybe to the others and be like, do any of you understand this?
I'll take a look at it. Can I use my paranormal skill to investigate it?
Yeah, that sounds fun. Let's do that.
To bring out like a codex and try to cross-reference known gibberish.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a nat 1, but it's a 12.
Nat 1, brutal. No, it doesn't. It just looks like someone, like a cat walked on a keyboard. You know, that level of gibberish. You think a cat walked on a keyboard and sent an email.
Nope, I have no clue what this says.
Do I get anything from it?
Yeah, if you want to make a check, I'd say with advantage, that would be fun.
What check am I making?
Oh, you can use your psychic connection for sure. Seeing as how you just banished a creature to a different realm, you have kind of a lingering effect hanging on there.
28.
Oof, 28 is very, very, very fucking good. You know bad things are going to happen if Aram opens that email.
Don't open that. Yeah, that's some kind of like presence that's trying to get through, and if you were to open it, that like you'd let it out.
Through an email?
I mean, we did just see some static monsters, and
yeah, you're right. I don't know what the plan is. Are we still going to the lighthouse?
Yeah, I was like, if someone could bring me home, that'd be fan-fucking-tastic. I am very sore. I'm very tired. And I had to put this IV back in. I don't know if I did it right.
oh
No,
no,
that's messed up.
It got ripped out when that thing grabbed me.
But why would you put it back? That's...
It felt important. The doctor set it up. Why wouldn't I put it back in my arm?
Oh my god.
Selena and Mike are like, we're gonna go to we'll bring the van over. And they like go over to grab the podcast van. Jort, you look at your phone and it's a message from Alice.
Go check it.
It says, hey, tried calling, couldn't get through. Someone said they saw Catherine in the town square. I'm going to head there now. I'll meet you there.
Look at that and be like, Hey, we might have a bit of an issue.
Hmm.
So, I'm looking for this person, right?
Mm-hmm.
Catherine went missing. Apparently sent the emails that roped people into that other side. Apparently, she's seen in town square again. We think that's a coincidence, or we think something's up. Because either she's suddenly back, or might be something we have to deal with. If y'all want to
Deal.
come with me, that is.
Would Aram know anything about Alice and Catherine?
You definitely know Catherine because she worked in the library.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think we established that.
yeah, and Catherine had only been in town probably about a year or so since they had that position at the library. But you don't know anything about Alice unless you at some point decided to do some research on the librarian, but other than that, you would not know her family, I guess.
Sure. When you say deal with,
Like, investigate. Just in case it's another thing trying to break through, or maybe she's also escaped the other side and we can cross-reference some information.
right?
Because if she's back, then, maybe some others are back as well.
Well, if she knows about all of that stuff, then yeah, definitely I'd like to come with you.
I mean, gone this far, might as well see it through to the end.
I mean, yeah.
All right, then. Besides, maybe you, I know Aram's brother is missing, right?
I think Aaron mentioned it, yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Besides, maybe if it's actually Catherine who's back, maybe your brother's back as well.
Maybe you sending that creature away helped them or something.
Yeah, good job, Miss Sweet Tea. You might have fixed everything.
As much as I would like to take credit for fixing everything, I've really got a bad feeling that this is not over yet.
Is that thing? You said that thing's gonna be back also? Like, is this?
I think we're not in. I think we're not in Kansas anymore, but like also we're not. I feel like we were kind of in maybe like we were in the hospital, but we weren't in the hospital. Like dimensional shifting, kind of.
Cool.
Yeah, like a
cool.
space in between or something, huh?
Yeah.
Like in the shadows?
Like, I don't think that we killed any doctors or nurses. I think they are fine. I think we just killed creatures that were taking on their, like, a similar form.
Either way, it was terrifying.
I'm still legally not a criminal. Perfect.
The van pulls around behind you and you all load Dale in and hop in yourselves, or if Jord is riding on top again, he can do that.
I'll hop in this time. I'll hop in this time.
You all head towards the town square after getting a message saying that Catherine has been spotted. The town square itself is kind of the central hub of the downtown area that's lined with like all kinds of shops and stuff like that. The center of the town square, there's a giant like fountain with a statue of a woman, her wearing like a long dress that's like blowing behind her in the wind as she's gazing out towards the eastern shore with a lantern in hand. Selena and Mike park the van just on the main road right next to the square, conveniently enough. As you all mostly pile out, and Dale's like, "I'll wait here. Don't worry about me. Maybe you can drive me home or something, man." And Selena's like, "I gotta back up some information. I can't lose what we just got. As you all kind of look out around the square, you see someone leaning against the fountain in a dark leather jacket, long, vibrant red hair, pale skin, looking at their phone, and they glance up. They kind of address you from a distance. Jort, you recognize Alice, the woman you met at the bar not too long ago. Jort, I'm sorry, I had to get you here. I might have been lying to you, but I see you made some friends in the short time you've been here. I mean, maybe they can help too. A woman in a dark leather jacket was leaning up against the fountain, looking at her phone, vibrant red hair blowing in an ominous wind. As she looks up, as you start to get out of the van, Jort, sorry, I gotta admit, I've been lying, but I needed your help, and I needed to get you here today. I see you made some friends, and maybe they can help too. I feel a little bad, but I feel like you're in a unique position to help me out.
Vibe check. Is she about to just like disembowel Jorts?
No, my jorts.
The J string, no. You all forgot. I did not.
I did. I honestly, truly did, and
Yeah, you can do a vibe check for sure. Again, the fountain, the downtown area, the town square is kind of surrounded by small shops and restaurants and different little stores and stuff. Like Witchcraft is there, and across the way, Hocus Pocus and Focuses is there. It seems to be the morning. The sun is pretty low in the west. Shit, rises in the east. In the east.
Who knows? The sun is
pretty sure it
somewhere.
rises in the east. Yeah, it's pretty low in the east, so it feels like morning. I don't think you can trust your devices at the current moment, especially maybe Aram. But yeah, what was that? What was that roll?
23 to check vibes.
Definitely, you don't get a vibe. She looks super casually sitting there, not like she's about to run and charge at Jort in some kind of anime disemboweling / attack.
But does she look like she's going to pants me?
That's the real question. Who knows? No one ever expects it.
Listen, Alice, right? Is that really your name?
Yeah, Alice.
Can I insight check that?
Yeah, if you want to roll an insight check.
Yeah, I don't know, because this matches the description of a page. Ooh, 28.
Whoa.
Right? Fuck.
Here is what
Okay.
I'll do. 28 is insane, and I'm never going to beat it. They're going to roll a roll, and I won't tell you which roll they're rolling, but I will tell you they get a +8 to this. And roll right now. Nope, 18 total. You get a sense that with a 28, the look on her face when you were like, that's your real name, she looks a little bit like taken back for half a second, and then like she's thinking, and it's like, yeah, Alice, sure.
Yeah, all right, Alice. Well, and your sister's Catherine, the librarian, right? You've both lived here for a long time.
You know, I'll tell you, because I need your help, Jort. That was kind of the lie. You see,
I see.
I don't know Catherine. Sorry, I'm not related to Catherine in any way, shape, or form. I just kind of know who Catherine is. We spent a bit of time together. And, well, she's very far away right now. And I needed to do a little bit of testing in this area, and I needed your help to kind of finish it. I needed to prove a theory. I needed to prove a theory, and I proved it. And I just kind of need your help to kind of put the cherry on top.
Right. So this Catherine's on vacation, and you're trying to do some sort of tourist experiment, right? Isn't that right, Paige?
She looks.
Is that your name?
You can tell with that 28. She's like blanked out. She's like, no, it's Alice. Sorry. On Catherine, not on vacation, and Alice like looks around. There's like no one really in the square. You hear like metal music coming out of Witchcraft across the way, like dull, like dun dun dun, like a choir singing.
Oh my God, someone's playing Dragon.
yeah, for sure. That's exactly what's happening. No. Here's the thing. Catherine was kind of taken out of her position at the library. She started to kind of dig a little bit too deep into the history books here, and some people weren't incredibly happy with that, and they didn't want everyone else kind of figuring out what's going on, so they just kind of took her where they could keep an eye on her.
All right. Well,
and I did lie to your friend who got you this gig, saying that I needed help, but really, I needed your help specifically, not just really any investigator.
Okay, and why is that? What do you need help with?
Well, a lot of little birdies tell me that you've got a very specific and unique connection, almost at will, that you can communicate with someone who is not really from around here, let's say.
Who's that? Who's she talking about? I haven't seen you talk to anybody.
I think she's talking to about my cell provider or something.
Oh, they charge way too much. We gotta talk to them.
They do. Listen, you know how hard it is getting data on a Nokia phone?
It's wild.
I am doing this in front of Alice.
Alice is like, well, I guess I've seen it now. I mean, I don't know if your friends could maybe help us out. And her eyes kind of hang on, I was about to say the wrong name, on Risa. Her eyes kind of hang on Risa for a hot second, and then gaze over the rest of you, and then look back at the van. She's like, who are the podcasts? And it doesn't matter. Yeah, I mean, I'll be frank. This area is pretty unique. There are not many places like it where, picture like a window, and this window is keeping the rain out. But the window is full of cracks, and sometimes the rain gets in. This area has that window around it, and it's in a unique position where I need to get through this window, and it kind of is the best place to do it. And it seems like your unique connection might be able to help me get through that window. And it looks like maybe even some of your friends might have some strange connections going on here. I didn't expect this, but it could help out.
Why?
Well, I am not really from around here either. Or I feel like I should be kind of moving on and getting out of here. I just don't really feel like it's where I belong right now.
Do I believe her?
Interesting. Very interesting. Give me an insight check. I don't think she's trying too hard to be one way or another about it. But.
I just missed all that because my headphones died.
7.
Oof, 7. You think with 7 that, yeah, she seems like maybe she's not from around here and she just needs to get out.
What about like... Is she kind of like the the email message from that was going to Aram, and that trying to get out? Like it's that trying to get out that's got my spidey sense tingling.
Yeah. Are you asking her this?
I'd phrase it a little differently. So here's the thing. You want to get out. So why don't you just like, I don't know, get a car and leave?
Well, the thing is, if I got a car and left, I'd be leaving the area that gives me the best chance of kind of getting to where I belong. I don't really belong in any city or even around here. I have been kind of feeling like I'm missing something, or there's something I need, and it's not really around here. I've been here for a very long time. She like looks around again and she's like, I mean, I know, Jort, you're not from here. I don't really recognize any of the rest of you. Judging by that van, maybe you're not from around here, but I mean, has anyone heard about what's been going on recently around here? There's a lot of strange things happen in this community, right?
Disappearances and all that.
Yeah, definitely disappearances. People, that's kind of an old thing. That's been happening for a very, very, very long time. And that's kind of what I need to do. I kind of need to disappear.
Not to be, forward, I guess. Are you a person? Like a human people person?
Kind of like, her head kind of like falls and she kind of like laughs a little bit. It's a great question. What makes someone a person? She like reaches in her pocket and hauls out like a little dagger and she like cuts her forearm and she's like, I bleed red blood, I breathe, I eat, but I wasn't born here. I was made as a bit of an experiment, an experiment at the end of a long line of experiments. I was the one that worked, and a lot of people put a lot of time and energy into I guess me, the project, they would say. And I think I'm human, but I kind of just feel like I'm connected elsewhere. Like I just need to be beyond, into the void.
Those people that you mentioned had gone missing?
A lot of people have gone missing, yeah.
Do you know why?
More recently, some of them volunteered or were willing to accept some scientific experiments. I was in contact with some of them, and it was a success. It worked. I haven't been able to contact them since, and I can only imagine it's because this experiment was a success.
You tried to send them?
Well, I made sure that they had the materials they needed. Yeah. Well, maybe that's a complicated... Maybe they didn't have what they needed to get back, and maybe I should have figured out where they left from to really kind of see what was left behind. But I asked them to get in contact with me if the next day, and they haven't, so I imagine they're no longer around here.
You could have spaghettified them. Like, what? Why didn't you just try and go through on your own?
It was a risk, maybe. I was a bit nervous. Maybe it didn't work. Maybe it would do something to me, and...
No, that doesn't make any sense. That wouldn't have happened.
You all right?
You said they volunteered. You said that they wanted to go there. You said...
Well, I asked them if they would be amenable to this little fun experiment, and they seemed excited, curious.
That's not true.
Maybe they didn't know all of the information going into it, but they knew enough.
No, you have to be lying. You're lying. Kenzie would never volunteer to go there.
Kenzie. There was Penelope. Kenzie sounds familiar. I never really met them face to face, was the thing. Do you know them?
He wouldn't volunteer to go there. He wouldn't leave me alone.
Oof. Interesting. Listen, kid, no hard feelings. I didn't realize I was breaking up some kind of bond here. I put some information out there. I said, hey, I don't know what might happen. It might be dangerous. And, I mean, maybe your friends didn't pass along all the information,
So what you're telling me is you sort of, coerced innocent people into doing a experiment that you yourself wouldn't do, despite you needing to get to this place.
I needed to figure out if this was the way. I was going off of a lot of not half-written. I was going off of a lot of incomplete research notes and some other research notes kind of from Catherine Bell had started digging up and uncovering. She kind of left a lot behind in her house, and it was kind of convenient really for me on top of what I took for myself. It was a bit of an experiment, and I needed to figure out if it was going to work or not.
Wow. We've seen some fucked up shit today, but this is terrible.
I know, really, you should... Sorry, that was Quinn.
Dunamancy, go!
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to do experiments, you really need to have informed consent. Like, people should be aware of what they're getting into.
Yeah, just send them to another dimension. I guess you don't need informed consent. Man, that is awful. But now you have better notes and you know how to get there and back, right?
Well, I know what they said worked, and I thought, based on the notes that I was going off of, that they would have had the means to get back as well, but I guess maybe that's... You see, it's hard. When you're beyond the window, things are different. Things kind of... They don't follow the same rules, and that was kind of the great unknown. You see, it's like it's like we create things where we are. We create things all the time. And she kind of like waves around. There's like a little, like the town square itself is dotted with like tree planters and stuff like that. Things are created here all the time, and we don't see it always, but that energy has to go somewhere, and it does. It goes somewhere that consumes, that constantly takes energy, that constantly needs energy, and I feel that need, and I feel like that I need to be on that end, and I need to be the one taking energy. I feel you just feel incomplete. You feel like you haven't belonged in a very long time. And I grew up in holding rooms, and eventually I was able to help out with the research they were doing on me and myself and this void, and things went a bit to hell, I guess you could say, and things started happening very quickly. And here I am. I made it out of where I was with an opportunity to get to where I belong, but I wasn't sure exactly how to do that until kind of the past few weeks. I started putting the pieces together and did some research, found some notes about Oracle in the city, the people that kind of work with this void, work with people that use this void. And I found a lot of notes on you, Jort, an investigator who time and time again has proved a very strange personal connection with the other side, and it seemed too perfect. It seemed maybe this was exactly the right way to get this all to work.
Mm-hmm. So, say we help you. How are we helping you? What does that look like?
Right here. We just need to make the crack in the window a little bit wider. This actually is one of the few places left that it would be easier to do. Again, things have been kind of weird, kind of strange lately. Something up with the lighthouse. Something big happened up at the lighthouse. Something big happened up at the mountain. I think this is maybe the last big place I can try this to get through here in, the lovely downtown area. And we just need to widen the breach a little bit.
So if you want to widen the breach, what's going to keep all those monstrosities from coming through to this side?
Well,
also, we've just kind of only a little bit of glossing over the fact that you took some kids. And
yeah, we're really glossing over that. That feels like a really thing to resolve.
I didn't realize, people get experimented on all the time and no one really cares about it, right?
I would love to detect thoughts on this lady.
Yeah. It just works for surface level, right?
Yep.
Her thoughts are, you get flashes of experiment rooms of sickly, clean, white, distilled, hospital-like rooms with researchers kind of going around. She's picturing this as she's talking about it. People being experimented on, people that don't really look quite human, people that look kind of like some kind of odd mix between the void creatures you ran into and human. And you see her kind of thinking back, her sitting on a bed, researchers poking and prodding and putting her in machines and doing experiments. And she's like, yeah, people, this happens all the time. I thought
Not like this.
No, this is a little edging into murder.
Are they dead?
Maybe.
I mean,
Probably
maybe
not.
it was an experiment, I guess.
I mean, we don't know where they are.
I have a good idea of where they are, and stop things from coming through depends on what's on the direct other side of it, I guess. I mean, if someone's over there to stop it from coming through, then job's done, I guess.
But we want them back?
I mean, if you want something back, we can. I'm sure the break would be wide enough or stay long enough for me to go through and for you to take a look.
So it'll close.
It'll close eventually, I'm sure.
Has it opened up before?
Yeah.
Have people gone missing before this way?
Oh, yeah. It's sometimes just kind of is natural but random. You know, you can't really predict when it's going to open up, and sometimes things get out, sometimes things get in. But again, I'm working on half notes at this point, but a lot of the research, they can't make accurate predictions of when or where it's going to open, but they know it's pretty weak in specifically this kind of area we're standing in. And she points at the lighthouse, which you see way off in the distance, like along the coast. And she points at the mountain. She's like, yeah, it kind of works in threes. It used to be stronger. There used to be less things going wrong, less people going missing, but with time, it wears down like all things. There are people that try to help fix it, but I think something might have happened. Not my fault. You all seem upset that I'm doing a lot of things, but something happened recently that wasn't my fault. And some of the people taking care of this area also kind of dropped off the radar, so. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Maybe we can keep it open long enough. I get what I want. You, I guess, take a look for maybe the people.
I would love for her to make me a DC 19 wisdom saving throw because I am pushing further on that detect thoughts.
Ooh. Wisdom saving throw, you said?
Mm-hmm.
She only has a +1 for... She's not super wise. Is that obvious? 12. What is it you are...
I'm kind of looking more for intention and also kind of...
But this is like reading her mind, right?
Yeah. So this is the like... gain insight into its reasoning, its emotional state, and something that looms large in its mind. Something that it worries over, loves, hates.
Yeah. You don't sense strong emotions. You sense like logic, linear thinking, like this cause and effect, not really feeling much towards anything. It's kind of like, well, this happened and this happened, so this is how all of this happens. Delving in on the back of all that research, you reach a point in her mind. You see her looking in a mirror, kind of brushing her hair out of her face, brushing her teeth, and kind of walking out to like this kind of like common area. There's a woman with brown hair, mid-20s, maybe late 20s, in like a sterile white kind of gown. You see like a thing wrapped around her ankle and like plain white shoes. And Alice like walks up and sits down. She's like, hey. And the other woman, Alice, hey, how are you? And Alice looks back, yeah, I'm fine. I've got, they're just doing some stuff later. They think some of the things they found recently, they think I might have a connection with those creatures. Maybe I can talk to them. I don't know. It's all very interesting. It's nothing we've done before, so it should be fun. Catherine, what are you up to today? And Catherine kind of like looks sad. I think I'm just gonna be here, maybe read for a bit. And you hear like a PA, Alice to Research Station 1. Alice to Research Station 1. Alice is like, okay, I'll see you later. And Alice starts walking down this corridor, and then you hear like a like explosion, and then emergency lights go off, and Alice starts like looking around. You see researchers running back and forth, and a thought goes through Alice's mind. She's like, something's wrong, and I can use this to leave. And you see her calmly walking into like an office and like going through a file cabinet, picking up like a bunch of discs and CDs. And you see her grab like a laptop, like put it in like a briefcase. See her walk down a hallway, go into another room and grab like an overcoat and like a hat and put it on. And she just like starts calmly walking. Alarms are blaring saying that there's an emergency at the old research facility, She walks by a window and looks back to this common room where two men are picking up Catherine and like walking her to another door, and nothing passes through Alice's mind. No connection, just seeing this happen as a fact. And she continues walking on and slips out through a side door, and everyone seems too panicked. You see people gathering up all kinds of research material and equipment, and people running with huge crates on wheels and stuff like that back and forth. Pure chaos. And her mind, you start seeing different portions of her research, and sitting in Catherine's house and reading through books and picking up and looks through a photo album and puts it back down and opens up a laptop and starts typing something, and it's like wrong password. And she's like, another cut to her in the library looking through material. There's like police tape all over the place. She like grabs some books, goes into a back office, grabs some stuff, and then her writing emails and thinking and sitting, and then her sitting in a bar in the Shipyard Inn having a conversation with Jort leaving, and her kind of feeling a sense of satisfaction that the connections, the lines are being drawn, that the way she needs to connect the dots is lining up. And then you kind of are looking at her again in real time.
And she is aware that I did that.
Oh, even if she failed, she's aware?
Oh, yeah. They like when you push further, people are aware.
Oh, I thought if they failed, it didn't matter, but interesting. She looks at you, Tammy, and she's like, you're one of them. Oh. Jort, you made some interesting friends. And she looks at you, Tammy, she's like, they had a hard time finding people like you, Tammy. They had to go out to their main facility and really look for people like you. Did you find what you were looking for? I wasn't trying to lie to you. I did lie to Jort, but I felt like I had to get him out here. I heard white lies. Never really heard that much.
What are you?
Hopefully it follows Asimov's laws.
And she looks back down. The blood is like running down her hand and dripping on the stone below her. And she like reaches back and dips it in the water of the fountain and kind of brushes it off. And she's like, I'm what I am. was created, but I mean, I'm as human as most of you seem, at least.
Except you don't experience emotions.
I read about them. I don't really know too much. It's not something I'm capable of understanding, or I'm just not used to it. No one really was too keen on emotions. We had a few. I had a few friends growing up that were pretty lenient towards this emotional side. I just never really understood it myself.
Aaron will kind of like gather them up, like turn away from her. I don't know who she is. I don't know what she's saying. But I need to open whatever it is she is talking about.
Do you think that's safe, though? I understand you want to get your brother out and everyone else. And I'm intent on that. But we don't know if this is going to open up something worse.
Yeah, or if she gets in there and makes it worse. Plus, we don't know how to get him out. Like, if we could call him and tell him to be somewhere and open it there, then it'd be a better idea. But, like, this...
But how do we want to play this?
I don't know, but Stammy, he's all I have.
I want to get your brother back for you.
I need everyone except Tammy to take off your headphones for 1 second, and I'll wave when it's time to come back.
I'll also turn the volume down.
Tammy, I need you a disadvantage to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, so that is a 12.
A 12 does not beat a 16. You look back at the fountain.
However, is it a spell?
It is a spell.
I would like to counterspell that.
You get what level are you casting it at?
That'll be a 3rd level.
3rd level. You get counterspelled.
Oh, fuck. So my counterspell got counterspelled?
Yeah.
Okay.
You look back at the fountain, and Alice is still kind of looking around. You see her put her arm back down and kind of on her hip as she's sitting there. And she's kind of just looking around in a nonchalant way. The only thing you really saw her do was move her hand at the last moment there. And you think maybe she does just kind of want to get home. Maybe it's not the worst thing. Save Kenzie, save the kids. She gets what she wants. You guys get what you want. There are worse things out there. And I'm going to bring everyone back.
All right.
Because what I was thinking is that we could, like, you know, do a pulse or something that'll tell people, like, where they're supposed to be, but also, like, will that tell the monsters? I don't know, like, you know, how sometimes siblings or, like, close friends, there's, like, something that your friend can do that you'll, like, recognize immediately that it's them.
Kai. My brain. Raisa. Hold on, let me... Your passive is insane, but you see, like, Tammy was going to wave to cut you off, and out of the corner of your eye, you see Alice kind of makes a movement, but she then, like, scratches her face and puts her hand on her hip and kind of is still looking around the town square as you're, like, talking. just because I gotta be as fair as possible. Whatever we just had a discussion about, you notice two subtle movements as you're telling everyone this, what you were saying.
Risa?
I mean, I don't know what to, I would definitely like glance back at her, but kind of in that way where it's just like you're looking over your shoulder. Does she?
She like looks
Is she,
at
like-
you and waves.
And
Do I get the sense that she has like, you know, superhuman hearing and has just been like listening to us like we're just assholes over here?
She said multiple times that she was as human as any of you probably are.
Thing I'm just remembering. It's been an hour, more than an hour since I've cast See Invisibility, right? That was 3 sessions ago.
That's a great question. No, you cast it at the beginning of the fight.
Beginning of the fight. Like
It was 10
like,
minutes to the, and that just lasts an hour. I'd say
Yeah.
you have a half hour left.
Oh, okay.
Risa still has a connection. Aram still has the dark connection that seems to be flowing in an opposite manner. And Alice has a dark connection similar to Aram's. And you look around, you see other people have these lighter connections. Oddly enough.
Huh.
Because I think we got rid of Tammy's, right? Am I wrong in thinking that? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if we can't contact,
But
You're-
maybe there is a way. Risa was saying that maybe we could do something that would let him know that I'm somewhere. Kenzie and I have been alone for a really long time, and the reason I've gotten so good at what I can do with the puppets and my flashlight is all thanks to my brother. And when I used to get scared and it was dark outside or it was storming and all the power went out, we would put on puppet shows. So maybe we could do something like that.
how are we going to
maybe
get
on a-
him back, though?
Well, we said we were gonna.
You were thinking of doing this puppet show to notify him that we're here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think if you move the shadows here, it would move the shadows on the other side, though?
I don't know.
It's dark there, so maybe we need more light. Though, yeah, a superhero signal that they put in the sky. Simple shape.
A big J.
Hey, Mooney, your power comes from that other Twilight Zone, right?
That's a good name for it. Why didn't we?
Yeah.
We should have been calling it the Twilight Zone this whole time.
Yeah, maybe. Shadow Realm, Twilight Zone, one of those.
Oh, those are
something or
great.
others.
Yeah, those are both great.
Anyways, are you able to, like, I don't know, manipulate that kind of energy on the other side? Like, when I do the little disco rave, can some people see that on the other side or what?
Well, we were kind of pulled into it, which I haven't figured out why yet. Anyway, we were there when everything was happening. I take
I could try to give something back, but it's something we've never done before.
Well, we could try it. My other plan is basically just using Twilight Sanctuary and flying up into the sky.
Short man.
Just, becoming a lighthouse.
Well, it's just like Moonbeam, and then you put your hands in it, and they don't get burned off.
I've also got a Moonbeam, so...
Yeah. We'll just do the thing that's like, outside of a club. Just the lights.
Alice yells out, I don't mean to interrupt. I feel like I don't have all day. I feel like sooner rather than later might be better.
Well, she has feelings about something.
There is the possibility that what she's saying could work.
Opening it up.
Yeah, because, we could draw them, all these ideas, or we could draw them to the town square, but how do we get them over?
When it opens, they walk through?
So we're helping her and opening it up, is what I'm hearing.
I just wish there was a way to get everyone who was lost, who she did weird experiments on, over here. They could all walk out and it would feel like a fair trade. But I just feel like she's gonna murder us all. We're gonna crater the town. But yeah, that's
to be fair, if she was gonna murder us all, she probably already would have done it.
Well, but she needs Jort.
Yeah, she needs our help. So maybe what happens is we open this, and then she murders us all.
But if she has a connection to it...
She kind of has the same kind of connection as you do, from what I can see.
What?
Yeah, she's got how do I explain this? You got there's a tendril of darkness inside of you. I can see. She's got the same kind of thing.
That's not comforting.
I think it's sort of a bridge of how you have these abilities.
You're saying I'm like her?
Similar, I guess.
I wasn't experimented on as a kid.
I don't know the logistics of it. But maybe we figure out what she wants us to do, and maybe we do that without her.
I don't know that she's going to let us do it without her.
Yeah, I feel like she has a next stage transformation, and it's going to be terrible.
Well, what are we thinking then?
I had bat signal and just takes a rip of her babe and just lean back a bit.
You kind of see Aram's half blue eye that has a bit of black in it. Just kind of go more black. You see some of the black creep into that eye. And a bunch of the shadows that are kind of around you begin to gather up and move away from where they are casting shadow, and grow darker and form into a quadrupedal shape that then kind of opens a giant maw and snaps shut, and a big black dog appears, made completely out of shadow. Maybe
Oof.
use this to lure him here.
Alice like, that was interesting.
I feel like Aaron's gonna like snap a look back at her, like
She like shrugs. She's like, hard to miss that.
Yeah, I said the dog in first. Maybe there's a way to stall her until we can see if we can actually bring people back.
I think regardless, we got to punch a hole in this thing.
Yeah.
All right, well, this seems to be the consensus. Let's crack this bitch open.
You guys walk back over?
yeah. I spoke for everyone.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Like, galumphing along in the back, just like suspicious.
She looks at you, Aram, and looks at this shadow dog, shadow hound. She's like, I've seen that before. How do you know how to do that?
I just know how to do it.
You just know how to do it. That's interesting. I mean, it looks identical to things that researchers have kind of managed to capture and bring back and research, experiment, figure them out. It looks uncanny. You did a good job.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm just saying it looks like something I've seen before. I'm just impressed that you can just do it, apparently without knowledge of seeing it before. I wonder how that works. Interesting. Anyway, you all had a long discussion. Are we going to help me out?
We want to help the people that are over there. That's what we want to do.
Right. I understand that. Sure, as long as I'm along for the ride.
So, how do we go about punching a hole into this dome?
Oh, she reaches down to a knapsack beside her, and she opens it up and picks up a vibrant purple crystal and lays it on the fountain and reaches down again and picks up a vibrant green crystal and lays it down. She's like, these are very interesting. The other side has consumed so much creation that in a weird sense, it started creating things itself to be able to consume more. And one of the things it managed to create in the randomness of it all was a way to punch through on its own. The kicker is that these things existed, but it didn't really have the means to figure it out consistently. Hence the experiments and the research. I thought the people doing the research, the people I guess, she points at Aram, your friends, I thought they would wind up over there with the crystals, able to get back. Wasn't the case, I guess, as it turns out. And anyway, this is how. She picks up the green one and just kind of haphazardly flicks it towards you, George.
I guess I'll catch it.
Yeah, you catch it out of the air. You hear Mooney.
Oh, I think I know what she's planning on doing. I can already feel our energy being consumed.
She's like, it's mostly that simple. Your friend right there, and points to an empty space, has a unique connection with your friend right here, Mr. Jorthaniel, paranormal investigator. This helps bridge his energy, filtering it back through to the other side, through the window. This purple crystal here, when I do this, and throws it at the ground and it cracks open, and you see a swirl of purples and greens, like a storm cloud overhead, start swirling. She's like, Remy is very upset by this.
Remy agrees.
Yeah, Remy's like, no pepper.
Remy's like, no, you can't kill Mothman.
Starts swirling overhead. Jort, you hear
I'm not going back.
the purple crystal shatters across the ground in front of you. The statue on the fountain itself cracks in two, and then the base of it cracks as you see almost like a lightning bolt held in place. This hurts your eyes to look at. And Alice looks over her shoulders and she's like, it worked. I don't know how long this is going to last. I know it will close at some point. Anyone mind if I go first?
I mean,
I suppose go right ahead.
All right, let's go. And she sloshes through the water of the fountain. You see people are in the square. There's like someone having lunch over by Witchcraft. They don't seem to even bat an eye at what's happening in the center here. Wind starts swirling around the fountain itself and like start going into this portal as it seems like a small isolated storm has kind of surrounded the fountain of the downtown area. You see her walk up and kind of like reach towards it. And Alice walks through this stagnant lightning bolt in the center of the fountain. Gone.
I don't know. Jordan, I think we can close this when we want, but we gotta be quick.
You feel a strain, Jort, like you are feeling this drain, like the energy from you is being sapped slowly as the energy is being sapped from Mooney.
All right, everyone. I can hold the portal open for a little bit, but you have to go in and find people or something.
Okay. I feel like for the first time, everyone sees Aaron be a little bit braver and doesn't reach for his flashlight to go into the portal as quick as he can.
Hell yeah.
looks at Tammy.
She'll.
You know what, Tammy?
Mm-hmm.
You feel a clarity all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm.
You've been duped a little bit.
Oh, do I realize everything?
Instantly, as soon as she left and went through.
Son of a fucking bitch! Y'all, she charmed me.
Well,
This is bad.
Even without all that, she was obvious. She was like a terrible robot person. Do we go in there and fight her, or what are we doing?
We got to get the brother and those kids. So let's fucking go.
For the kids.
Follows
Aram in.
Justin, do I get the idea that I have to stay on this side of the portal?
No, I was going to say, you hear Mooney in your head.
I'm going to stay here and keep the bridge. As long as you're on that side, I'm staying on this side. We'll be able to communicate, but we can't take long.
All right. If I never see you again, just haunt an arcade or something.
I'm going to haunt this very arcade. I'm never leaving here. But come back. We got to call the cell phone company.
Oh, shit.
Now, Ray, I can't call them myself.
Yeah, I'll see about getting you some more games on here.
I won't be able to watch Netflix. You have to turn on the TV for me, you know.
I'm glad I know what we mean to each other.
All right, I'll go in with everyone else.
You all push through this lightning bolt held in place into this desolate void of town square. You step into a fountain. Statue nowhere to be seen, but the actual brickwork looks like it's there, but made out of this dark gray slate color. The ground, the same color. Remnants of buildings look like a similar fashion to the ones that you just saw, but all slightly off, slightly wrong. No writing or anything, no names, no doors, no windows, just this flat gray look. The sky above is purple and green swirling around you, and you see almost like not as thick of a haze, but definitely a swirl of energies that you kind of feel in this area as you step through. You see already kind of off in the distance, Alice turns and looks and yells, "Thank you. I never thought I'd get back here. I mean, I've never been here really, but I never thought I could have done it without you, Jort, and your friends. I hope you find who you're looking for." And she holds up a peace sign and turns her back, starts walking off. You all look around. Beacon Mountain is still there in the distance, but you see a huge portion of it missing. Half of the mountain is gone. You look at where the lighthouse used to be, and half of the lighthouse is cracked off in the far distance away from you. You hear the sound of the ocean, cold and empty, sloshing against jagged rocks not far off out of the center of town square. A cold wind is kind of blowing along the entire area, and as you stand here, you've punched through fully to the other side, the void.
Aram is going to direct the hound to start kind of trying to sniff out that hound right there.
It's on it.
Trying to sniff out where Kenzie might be.
Yeah. You look around this area, Aram, and you also feel like you've been here before, but you haven't. You know you haven't. You remember growing up, and you remember going to school, and you remember everything, your friends, and, making or the bullies and the homework and all of the life pains of growing up in a small community. But as Alice is walking away with this aura of belonging, you also sit there for a second, like, with this feeling that clicked all of a sudden. I'm not going to say what your character thinks or feels, but you get a sense of like, oh, this is so familiar. And as the Shadow Hound is running around the square, you see up against the side of one of the buildings some figures sitting kind of leaned off, not too far away. You look around, getting a sense, not just kind of rushing off. There's some bones over in one direction, some more bones off in another direction. Everything kind of just feels a little bit heavy all of a sudden.
I feel like without much thought for their surroundings, and if he is feeling at home and comfortable, as the hound is kind of running around, Aram will just start yelling, Kenzie? Kenzie, where are you?
Risa, you hear, over here. Over
What
here.
direction is?
In the direction of where the hound was kind of starting to run off towards.
The dog has it right, and I like kind of start like walking that way, but like as quickly but like quietly as possible, and definitely keeping an eye out for other movement.
Yeah. Jort, what's your highest spell slot and how many do you have left?
Oh boy. I have a 4th level slot that's still available, a 3rd level slot, 2 2nd levels, and 2 1st levels. I have an ability to regain a 2nd level if I need it, though.
Okay, your 4th level spell slot in this case is a representation of one of your stronger connections with Mooney, and you feel that deteriorating as you lose that spell slot.
Hey, we gotta get moving. I am feeling real bad.
Then I'll just start heading after Risa.
Yeah. Tammy, are you doing anything or are you following along?
I'm following along. Do we see we just heard, right?
Risa just heard the faintest whisper. Yeah.
Okay. Erenbor, let me see your phone real quick.
He'll like kind of toss it her way and follow the hound.
Yeah, looking at the direction. I'll cast Infallible Relay, and in theory, Erenbor's brother's phone should ring.
Yeah. Is that all? Is that just you have to pick a specific device? I just want to know how it works in general terms.
Actually, I can't. It has to be a creature that I've spoken to.
Oh.
Oh, wait. Didn't I, though? I can't remember.
You know what? I'll count that as a connection. Yeah. I'll count that. That's fun.
So then I don't even need Erenbor's phone. I can just a target that I've spoken to previously, as long as they're on the same plane. Very cool. Then the nearest functioning phone or similar device within 100 feet starts ringing.
Yeah, you see against the side of this building, laying on the ground facing up, a little light lights up.
Go that way.
Follow direction.
You get closer, laying up against the side of the building, Aram, you see your brother Kenzie. You've never Kinsey is like the opposite of you. If you actually, how about this? You describe what Kinsey normally would look like on an average day.
Yeah, so you all know Aram to be kind of sullen while still being like charming because he is polite. Has kind of like long dark hair, dark eyes, is kind of smaller in frame. Kenzie is like everything that is opposite to that. He is built and radiant and athletic and charming in like the most traditional sense of the word. Has like very bright eyes, light hair. That's what Kenzie looks like in comparison to Aram.
And now he looks gaunt and pale, and his hair is incredibly greasy but smattered in this dark mud. It looks like his face and arms are also covered in dirt. His clothes are a little worn, not like cut up or anything like that, but they look a little bit more ragged than what you would expect. And he's laying against the building, and he looks, one eye kind of slowly opens.
Hey, it's okay. We're gonna get you out of here.
You see someone laying almost against Kenzie's lap, kind of like there's a folded jacket. It looks like Kenzie's Letterman jacket. And you notice Dax Nelson not moving, not making any audible noises or anything like that. And then leaning up further down is their friend, who you recognize, Aram, as another one of the missing kids, Zayden, who's kind of in a similar stature to, or similar stance to Kenzie. And Kenzie looks, I don't know what happened or where we are. Do you have water?
He's gonna like kind of try to rummage through his stuff. I believe I have a water skin.
Yeah, sure. If you have a bottle
but like
of water.
really like a water.
No, you got a water skin.
Yeah, I mean, he might. But yeah, he'll pull out a water bottle and just kind of bring it to his lips to try to help him if he seems weak.
Yeah, Kenzie takes like a sip. You can see the bones through his skin. He looks a combination of just dehydrated, but like he's lost mass since being in here. Even his cheekbones are like sunken in. He takes a sip and then like looks down and tries to move Dax's head and like starts trying to pour water in his mouth. He's Dax not doing well.
Okay, we'll figure it out. He's gonna pull off the cardigan that he is wearing, and give it, like, kind of wrap it around Kenzie, and then take out the flashlight and kind of like put it in Kenzie's hands, and then yell over to everybody, I need some help.
Can I medicine check Dax?
Yeah.
Just like, is he like alive and healable, or are we just like rolling him off a hill?
Definitely do a medicine check. Jort, you lose your next highest spell slot as you feel the pressure increasing.
There goes my 3rd level slot. Goodbye.
Okay, natural 17 for 25.
25. You reach down and check his pulse, and it is as faint as it possibly could be, and you walk over and do the same. Zayden seems a little bit better, but Dax is next to death.
Is this a healing thing will help them for now? Like prop them up a little?
With your medicine check, you could be reasonably sure that it would help you.
I slap Dax in the face and cast Healing Word.
Dax dies, no.
No, you still owe me a shift.
He looks a little bit. His pulse strengthens, but he doesn't seem any stronger. But you feel like this definitely helped stave off death, without a doubt.
So, what kind of this dimension, plane, whatever? Is it in D&D? Is it fiendish? Is it fey? Is it something?
It's more akin to the Shadowfell. It's very homebrew, but it is a cousin of the Shadowfell, if you want to think about it like that.
Okay, so it's Shadow Fae, if you will. Then
Yeah.
Neat. So we need to get out of here in a hurry, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how much longer I can hold the door open.
Clap my hands together, and as I separate them, there is a glowing purple and green set of car keys, and manifesting beside us is Find Vehicle. There is a crossover SUV that is it's full. It's a Lexus. It's got
It's a pink Mary Kay car.
no, it is purple and green to match this element. So we have a vehicle. Get our asses out of here.
Very
Start,
fucking cool.
Grabbing and trying to shove Dax into any door.
Yeah. Jort, you are down your next highest spell slot.
Oh my god.
Jort had said, and this is maybe out of left field, but Jort had said that everyone. No, he didn't say everyone. I know this, but he said that Alice and Arambor had connections that seemed similar. While we are here, are those visible to anyone else other than Jort? And does it look like the ones on the ground are suffering? Maybe something like that.
Very interesting. I think Jort would. It's still something you can't see with the naked eye, but Jort, on that note, you would see that Aram's is actually glowing now, and that all of them are glowing in their own colors that are associated with the tendrils coming off of each person, as if more things are being given or taken in this area. It seems like all of the bindings are stronger here, but you see very, very, very almost imperceptible ones coming off of the 3 kids against the wall. Well, now getting in the SUV, almost like they're almost fully trained.
Hey, so do I see one on myself?
You got rid of yours, I believe. Wait.
No, I got rid of one on someone else, but I
thought in the
really checked
hospital
myself.
you did yourself, and then you tried to get rid of Rice's, but you failed.
Maybe.
I
I don't remember.
I think that's what I didn't edit that episode yet, so I don't remember exactly how it went down. And I'm sorry if that's not it, but that's what I remember.
We'll just say it is now.
Yeah. I really think you got rid of yours and then tried to get rid of Rice's and failed.
All right, well, fun fact, everyone. It looks like whatever is here is either taking more than on the other side, so boy, we might really want to get out of here.
Sure.
Yeah, you pile in.
Do I see Catherine at all?
You can give me a perception check.
Sure. Oof. What? That doesn't... Oh, that's performance, that's why.
Yeah.
I was like, I have higher than a +1 wisdom. Why is it a +1? That's performance. So, dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You don't see... no, you don't see Catherine at all. No.
Okay.
So I was trying to remember. I was like, what is this for? You don't see Catherine at all.
Do I see anyone else? Just these 3 here?
Just the people in the direct area. And Alice, so far away. walking towards the mountain.
Okay. All right. Well, as much fun as this place is, and as familiar as it kind of seems, we should leave.
Tammy scoots to the driver's seat.
Hell yeah. In your green purple color shift painted SUV. You guys
Amazing.
screech towards this stagnant lightning bolt, bounding over the side of the actual foundation of the fountain itself. As the vehicle is going through the stagnant lightning bolt, Tammy, you hear in your head, right, wait, no, come back, please. As the SUV launches through the stagnant lightning bolt, on the other side, you hear,
Oh, thank the gods you're back. All right, let's end this, Geordie boy.
and wait. There we go. I'll put that in bonus. I wanted everyone to hear it. You hear a crack of lightning. It was pretty low. You hear a crack of lightning above you as the wind swirls, coming to a stop. As this car screeches into town square, and Tammy, you barely avoid slamming into the podcast van. You see Mike and Selena just like look of panic on their faces as you come to a stop on the other side. The lightning bolt gone. You hear someone, "You can't drive in town square. We don't want to call the cops. You gotta move.
You've got to move.
You got..." Whatever. And you're back.
Mainly because I want to use these, possibly. Aram will look over Kenzie to make sure nothing is still attached to him in any way or leeching off of him in any way. If you would allow me, I have the scissors of
Ooh.
shadow snipping.
Yeah.
So, if he finds anything, Aram would kind of turn into this, like, kind of like very little, like he seems like very much like a little kid again, playing make-believe and kind of snipping away, like, where his brother is, just kind of looking at him, being like, "It's okay, we'll cut all our problems away, right?"
He kind of like gives you a weak smile. He clicks the flashlight on and off. We got this. We'll be fine. Nothing's gonna hurt us in the dark. And your eyes kind of closed, and you hear him like a sigh of relief. You feel like they're doing a lot better now. Selena and Mike walk up. "Hey, what the fuck? Where did this come from?"
What, you don't like the color shift on it?
No, I mean, I think Selena's obviously talking. I think it's cool as hell, if I'm honest. It looks amazing. I'm very confused, but I have a lot of thoughts to process. And she looks over at Mike, and she kind of, "What was that? Was that a ghost?" Oh, it was a hair. I was like, "What is happening? It's a real life ghost."
It scared me just as much. I was like,
Supernatural. Someone call the Winchesters. Selena looks over at Mike, and she kind of like nods, and you see Mike lay down the camera and kind of like inside the van somewhere, and walks over, And Selena's like, hey, this has been wild. Like the past day and a half. I just wanted to say thanks. Usually people brush us off and they don't take us seriously, and it's fine. It's whatever. But you all kind of jumped into this situation, or we jumped in with you, and it just kind of took off. And I just wanted to say thanks. I think we're gonna go back to the city. I'm gonna work on these edits on the drive, and I'll let you all know when we start getting the show out there. We put a bits and pieces of kind of what's been going on, and I mean, people are really interested. Anyway, hey,
before you go, Sabrina,
and she kind of like,
actually, I wouldn't take too much. Listen, one way or another, my lawyers are going to confiscate every bit of that recording that you have. So, we'll be in touch.
God damn it. She like looks at Mike. She like looks back at the van.
So you could probably just go ahead and give it to me right now.
Well, I'm not done. Let me just.
And I cast Charm Person.
And she looks at Mike. Well, all right, Mike. Mike, can you grab the footage? And she looks back. Yeah, thanks, guys. We're gonna go to the Bethel and then head back to the city. And Mike like walks back with like a little USB hard drive.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, this was really fun, you guys. And Mike turns and walks back to the van with Selena.
I knew this was gonna happen.
It had to happen this way. It had to.
I'm real surprised Mike made it.
Honestly, me too.
Yeah, didn't even get eaten by the acid.
I mean, when you carbo load like that.
Yeah, it had all the energy to run, I guess.
I feel a little bad about that, but kind of not.
I'd really prefer if people didn't know about what happened.
We might get more people like Alice snooping around, huh?
Yeah.
It's always best to keep the public in, in the shadows, I guess. Not knowing a thing.
Is that a joke?
I give you like the biggest, cheekiest, like a wink.
And yeah, the next couple of days, the next day, Kenzie looks a lot better. In fact, Dax, Zayden all seem a lot better just with a day's rest. Kenzie kind of like is sitting at the kitchen table when you get up in the morning. He's already got like kind of breakfast laid out. I'm going to say that again because I moved. Kenzie's already at the kitchen table when you wake up in the morning, Aram, and you head out, and he's just like, "Hey, was that real?"
Maybe you take a couple more days to, rest up.
Yeah. I just don't understand. I called Dax and Zayden. They seem fine. Penelope, we didn't see her at all after everything happened. It just all happened so fast, I guess.
Hey, did you agree to go in there?
What do you mean agree? No, Penelope called us and said she was gonna hang out at the arcade, and it's in the group chat, and he like picks up his phone and starts like scrolling through, and he's like, Ooh, a lot of messages. So yeah, Penelope just asked us to come hang out.
Of course.
I don't think... I feel like I woke up after a week. It just feels like a blur. It's going to sound stupid. I just felt like mom and dad were out there. I don't know why. I mean, we saw other. I think we saw other people in there. We'll sit down and talk about this, but they didn't seem like I knew them. If they were people or it was all a dream or whatever, but I just, it felt like they were somewhere there, you know, like I could hear them, but I couldn't tell where. I'm still a bit loopy. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I'm glad you're back.
Me too. I'm not going to go out today. I think I'm going to stay in.
Okay. I'm gonna go thank everyone, I think.
Right. Yeah.
Did you need anything?
Really, I could go for a Bethel house breakfast, if I'm honest.
I will oblige.
Truly don't know what I'd do without you, Aram. It's dumb. I'm gonna go lay down.
Okay. He'll kind of pack up to get ready to find where everyone would be in town.
Yeah, we cut over to the shipyard in Jort. It's the next day, and you kind of feel a little bit better. You all get a long rest.
Beautiful.
Mooney, you hear as soon as you wake, well, you know what? Here's something we didn't touch on, and I really wanted to, but I thought this campaign was going to have more resting, and then it's D&D, and you lose track of everything takes forever. When you're asleep, it's you and Mooney sitting at a table. There's 2 glasses in front of you. A void around. Mooney goes,
That was close. That was real close.
Yeah.
If we could avoid doing that again, that'd be okay.
Yeah, that kind of sucked. I mean, one for the history books, right?
Yeah. Did you?
What are you thinking?
I can't get that Graves and Oracle out of my head. Maybe when we're back in the city, we can. It wouldn't be a bad idea to have some extra help around sometimes.
Yeah, it'd be nice. We can, send a message via rodent?
Yeah, the raccoons. I don't know how they do that.
I mean, they like scurry around with paper. That's about it, I think, right?
Must be.
Maybe they can like fold through dimensions or something.
Oh, multi-dimensional raccoons. Yeah.
Rodents of unusual dimensions.
Yeah. Strange. Anyway, you don't. If you open your eyes right now, the sun's up.
I think I might stay here and keep you company for a bit longer.
Yeah.
Might get some breakfast after, though.
my button
What do
lagged.
you want? Bacon? Eggs?
I'm not really hungry today, actually. It'll take a few days. I'll be right as rain soon enough.
All right, well, we'll kick it back here for a little bit longer.
Mooney like holds up his rocks glass for a little toast, clink the glasses, and we cut over to the Bethel house. Tammy, you kind of like wake up, you head down for the Bethel breakfast. If there's anything pressing on your mind, but you get you have multiple messages on your phone, all from your agent and your lawyer. And everyone who's legally bound to you has left you a message, but you have a text message as well from your agent that says, it just reads, "I don't know what you've been up to, Tammy, but it's been working. Hashtag Sweet Tea Medium has been trending for days."
I'll type out I met one of them influencers. Took a couple of selfies.
You get a text back that says, "How I don't understand how it all works. They just don't do real work anymore. They just take a few pictures and that's it."
I mean, some of them do some real work.
As you are sitting there on your phone, you have the hard drive with all of the encounters from Null Shore ahead of you. What is Tammy's plan with all of this?
So, I think what was the waitress's name?
Olivia is the waitress in the Bethel house right now, or the cook who also brings out all the food and everything. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Olivia, there's my coffee mug has a little something in it. Could I get a fresh mug?
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. It's just me some days, and some days I miss things. Yeah. I'll be back in 1 second. Yeah. And she like brings you a fresh mug.
Yeah. So the we'll take the flash drive and we'll drop it into one of the mugs.
Yeah. And that was that for the lost footage of the podcasts. Amazing. Olivia's like, yeah, and I got your breakfast coming right out.
Thank you, sweetie.
No problem. And our view shifts and turns down to the coast inside of a pretty nice travel van. As Raisa, you wake up. It's a nice day. You feel probably better than you have in the past few days for sure. You look on your little kitchenette counter in the back. The crystal is there with a soft, vibrant purple glow to it now.
I don't like that.
What's Raisa get up to?
Well, I feel like I have been, from the videos that I took, putting together, just stuff that, people will say it's fake. It's always the line you put.
Yeah.
And then it's just like something, hashtag Sweet Tea Medium. So just doing that in the van, hanging out. Then I'm like, you know what? I've made it my goal to to resurrect Tammy's career, and I try to go down and find her and convince her that she needs a social media manager.
Amazing. And I think at this point, Aram and Jort, you kind of arrive at the same time to the Bethel house, and a few minutes later, Risa shows up, and you all sit in a little booth with a nice view over the Bethel estate. Is there anything anyone is saying or doing at the end here?
My iPad out, and I'm showing Tammy like the metrics. Like, no, Tammy, we can make some money.
Well, now I'm listening.
That's what I've been saying this whole time. See, you can turn the likes into money, and it'll all work out. We'll get this going. Maybe get a book deal.
I mean, I've already had one of those.
A new book deal about how
Okay.
you saved this small town in, where are we, Canada? Shit.
Oi. Do you just like drive around in that van and go to places and just like live there?
Yeah, that's like what the van's for.
Huh. Interesting.
I almost feel a little bad for for Selena and Mike.
Tammy, I meant to say this earlier, but I forgot. You also, when you were leaving that void other realm, the voice you didn't recognize was prominently in your mind. Sounded like a bit of an accent. Not from or directly around these parts for sure, but seemed strange. Asking you to wait right at the last second before the portal closed.
Mm-hmm.
But strange things happen.
I feel like as they're all kind of enjoying food together, and Aram kind of thanks them for everything they've done for him over the last couple of hours. Kenzie said some strange things this morning. But, it could just be from being there.
Strange how? Like funny haha or funny paranoid?
Weird. Said he felt our parents there. I'd like to think I was done with all of it, but I don't think that's true. I think all of you would notice as well, as he's kind of talking to you, that the last bit of blue that was in one of his eyes is just completely black now.
Your parents go missing or something a while back, or?
Mm-hmm.
Well, might be worth investigating at some point.
Had people try.
Now that you mention it, I did hear a voice in my head as we were leaving, telling me to wait. Kind of curious about it.
Hey, yo, what the fuck? Might be... You thinking they might be his parents?
Don't know about that. Had a weird accent. Different.
Just seems like to survive there for any amount of time, you'd have to be powerful.
Yeah, I don't know if I can open another gate for you and survive. But,
Race's like rummaging around in her giant coat that she always wears. and just takes out that like rock that was in her van and just like sets it on the table. It looks like the other purple one that got smashed to get in, right?
Yeah, it's the clear crystal that you found with the kid's stuff, but now it's no longer perfectly clear. It's now got a soft purple glow.
Where'd you find that?
It was the one from the backpack that we found, but didn't really know what it did until after.
Well, I mean, I guess that's a way to get back there, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's inadvisable, I would guess, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do for family.
My dad was a lighthouse keeper. And my mom went missing one day, just never came back home. They're not powerful. Mom was always scared of me, though.
Because you're brooding?
No. Because of the shadow stuff.
Hmm.
A little spooky, I guess, but I mean, don't think it's worth looking into. There's other people over there. We know that. It seems not great to leave them, but it's also not something that we can do a lot about with one rock and not even half the notes, which...
But with all of us together, maybe we could do more research.
I mean, potentially. I was gonna go hit up Catherine's house and break in and just figure out what the hell's going on there. What are the cops gonna do?
Nothing.
Go on lunch break?
Yeah.
They've been taking lunch break for the last, 3 years.
I suppose theoretically, with enough time, I may be able to open without a rock pathway to get there.
Maybe we poke around here for a bit then.
You ever
Maybe
see
so.
that vampire show? The funny one. It's kind of like a documentary, whatever. I
Yeah,
have an idea for a new show.
Just
What we do on the shore.
What we do on the shore.
Because see, if we premise it as a comedy, then, maybe the stuff that we do just seems like special effects, and it's just that documentary style.
yeah. That's good.
I mean, that could work.
I'm not much of an actor.
I don't know. I feel like there's a whole group of people who are very into the sad, brooding boy type. I feel like there's going to be a lot of fans for you.
I
Just
mean,
gonna
hey,
stuff his face with that.
listen, you gotta embrace the darkness, right? Own up to it. I mean, this idea could work. I could use money. I don't know how much longer Alice's tab for the room I'm staying in is gonna be available, so we'll see.
Plus, we already know 2 suckers with a nice camera.
Indeed, we do.
So
no!
texting the podcast people. Found something interesting. You should come back.
Somewhere a few 100 kilometers outside of the shore, a van skids to a stop.
Oh my god.
I pull out the USB drive and I cast mending on it.
Destroy water, destroy water, destroy water.
Hey, we got a pilot episode.
As you're all trying to resuscitate this USB, Anne Bethel, the owner of one of the owners, co-owner of the Bethel house, comes over. Oh, Tammy, my dear, lovely to see you here. I think you're checking out today, but just let me know. We don't have a lot of people checking in, right? So, if you're taking off, best kind, but just know we'll keep that room free if you want it. There's a lady over there said she'd take care of the bill for everything this morning. Anne lays the bill on the table and it's already marked off as paid. She left a nice little tip, which was pretty kind of her. Anyway, my dear, let me know if you're sticking around, and I'll just be at the front counter.
What lady?
Oh, it's oh wait, sorry, fuck, I fucked this all up. Joy is Joy and Anne. Anne is Sinead's character. Joy looks at you and she's like, oh, one of my sister's friends she's made recently, she's just over there. A lovely older woman, Paige. Lovely. Absolute. What a delight. And you look over and sitting there, sipping a cup of tea, is a woman in like a white button-up long sleeve blouse with like a frill and a long black skirt. She's got 3 very prominent scars coming from the left side of her face down across her pale skin with dark black hair kind of tied back with streaks of white going through it. She casts you a glance and has a little smile on her face and nods as the camera pans out once more from Null Shore, skirting over the quiet communities, rushing past trees, rivers, hills, mountains, buildings, streets, and people. Something happened here. Something nobody was really aware of, and only a few people know the truth. Null Shore falls quiet once more, but not without its own mysteries. Sure, some of the people have returned, but not everyone. Where did Kenzie lose Penelope? What did they see really through the void? What was that voice Tammy heard? What happened to Detective Graves' partner? Where did they take Catherine Bell exactly? Where did the man on the beach go? What exactly happened here right before you all arrived? Maybe we'll never know. Time will be the one to reveal these mysteries, for us to unravel them, and to discover what lies beyond. Thank you so much for watching and listening to Stories from the Shore. That's the end. That's the end of our mini arc. What an ending. Hey.
There's so many things I want to know, though.
There's so many things. There's got to be more. There's got to be mysteries and things,
No.
Season 2.
Season 2.
Stories on the Shore. What we do on the shore.
What we do on the shore.
I just want it to be like in the background of every arc you have from now on, just like Tammy yelling at the podcast people.
Yes.
Get over here.
Mike!
Hey, yo, there's a goat over here.
So good. Hey, I've already said this. Thanks for watching Stories from the Shore. Thanks for listening. I wanted, well, we all talked a little bit about doing a collaboration, and then I'm like, let's do it. Let's friggin' do it. Let's go for it. And I know we had a bit of a break in the middle, but I think this was really fun. I think it ended in such an interesting manner. Who knows what'll happen in the future with all of us? Who's to say, really? We'll have to see. I wanted to thank all of you because, no joke, Gut Punch and Charisma Saving Show are you guys are just two of my favorite groups without a doubt. And it's just so fun to like talk to you guys and interact and be a pure menace in the chat. It's one of my favorite things to do. And I stumbled across all of you by accident. It was wild. Someone raided Gut Punch during the most like intense RP scene. And I was just like, what is this show I'm watching right now? This is so good. And the same thing, it was like I clicked a link on Twitter. It was like, oh, hey, I'm world building. My name is Captain Grayson. And then I was like, oh, I am not up to much. I'll watch someone world build. And I'm like, oh, this is really rad. Oh, they have a show. Oh, this show is super fun. Oh my God, this is chaos. So yeah, thanks for putting up with me and for having this little adventure. It was super fun.
Putting up with you.
I had a lot of fun. And I hope you all did too. Damn it, I remember, in reverse order, please tell anyone watching or listening where we can find you, Andy.
Oh God, that was the last one. Oh, hi, I'm Andy. I'm a hero of hearts on most forms of social media, potentially the dark web, potentially if you scream into the ocean, the name will appear. We'll see. I'll figure out more ways of communication.
Text the ocean.
Text the ocean. Take a Polaroid of the dark web and I'll appear out of it like a ghost.
Ocean man.
Yes, I'm the Dungeon Master on Christmas Saving Show, and so far that's where you can find me. It's a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed my specimen of a man. I didn't, unfortunately, get to do Columbo One More Thing just yet, but we'll save that for next time.
Right. Truly, all of the characters are just such huge personalities. It was so good. Kai.
Hello, I am Kai. Kaila cosplay on the social medias, mostly over on Gut Punch RP, doing D&D things.
Drinking endless blood.
Cup o' blood. I have one of my tankards.
The Shield Maiden tankards. What?
Yeah,
what is this?
Cross promotion.
So good. Truly so good. Speaking of Gut Punch, Jess.
Oh, hey, that's me. Hi, I'm Jessica, Dr. Psych Owl, Dr. Psych Owl TV on Twitter. I too am on Gut Punch. I run the show Laurelwind, and I also play Quinn, the wizard, who is having a rough go of life, just generally and specifically.
Yeah, things are real in Darkness Rising. There's a lot going on. Grayson.
This is a sign off. Hi, I'm Captain Grayson. Bye, I'm Captain Grayson.
Is that me? Is that oh, I forgot the name of the two cars driving by each other.
Yeah, the Umbrella Academy.
Yes, thank you, Umbrella Academy. Yeah. I'm done.
That's us. But yeah, you can find me on most social media under Captain Grayson. And you can find me playing a very confused bard at present named Locke over on the Charisma Saving Show.
What does Locke sound like?
I don't want to talk about it.
Why don't you want to talk about it?
You don't want to talk about it.
Locke. All of you are mocking me, and I don't
We are
appreciate
not mocking you.
We're locking you.
Oh.
And with that,
It's me,
goodbye,
Justin
folks.
Crane. I'm here too.
Crane's over here to pick up the
McDonald's fries.
train of thought.
Yeah, hey.
Not sponsored.
I am, I don't want to be sponsored by McDonald's, honestly. Don't sponsor us. My name is Justin Crane. I do a bunch of stuff here at No Fame. Check out Tall Tower, our high fantasy D&D 5e tower crawl. It's sound designed. It's all of the goodness. It's edited down. It's run by Sinéad Marguerite. It's fantastic. I play Grimir. I'm the tallest member of our party. Actually, if you didn't know, I'm pretty tall. And Lux is super short. Awkward. Anyway.
You actually are the Tall Tower.
I am the Tall Tower. It's very good. Friends, thanks again. Truly, what an absolute delight it was to play this little mini arc. Tons of fun. And yeah, we'll see you all later on. Bye-bye.
See you on What We Do in the Shore.
We'll be back. Hell yeah. Hey. We did it. Thanks. Thank you so much for listening to Stories from the Shore. Please be sure to check out our amazing friends who kindly offer their time and energy for this collaboration. You can catch Gut Punch RP live with weekly streams over on twitch.tv/GutPunchRP or on their Twitter @GutPunchRP. You can check out Charisma Saving Show with their bi-weekly shows at twitch.tv/Charisma Saving Show or on their Twitter @CHA Saving Show. You can find all things No Fame at nofame.ca. Follow our social media, come hang out with us, chat about all things nerdy, and get involved with game nights on our Discord. Or you can support our endeavors on our Twitch, Patreon, or Ko-fi. Neat. The best way to support any of the people you see here is to simply tell your friends. That's right, you can cast Power Word Gossip as a free action. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and we will catch you later on.
I saw a pair of these in black that had like LEDs in them, but with like they would like fluctuate based on noise. And I was like, oh my god, I need a pair of these for Jordan.
Let's get the party going.
I just had vicious heartburn at the same time. I was having a little burp.
That's me. That's me escaping your tummy.
Oh my god.
Damn it!
Horrific.
Why?
Don't drink water ever.
It's the most